please stop it!
You just don't want me to beat you. There, I beat you around the backyard.
You don't think I was really trying?
Milton, I'm going to qualify for the Beverly Hills Jogging Club before you do. This time I'm really going to beat you. Woman's gone mad.
Granny, you sound like a scalded dog.
Yes, Miss Drysdale has run amok. She's chasing Mr. Drysdale around the backyard.
Chasing Mr. Drysdale?
Yeah, she done caught him once. She stripped him right down to his underwear.
Well, why would she do that?
Must have done that when she was strangling him.
Strangling him?
Yeah, his face is all red. His eyes are bulging. You could use his head for Halloween.
I just can't believe it.
Well, you'll believe it. When you see his tongue hanging out, it looks like he hiccuped his liver. Come on, if you've got the stomach. Always thinking of yourself, Milburn. Why couldn't you collapse on the walk? You know those grass stains won't come out.
You're all heart, Margaret. Oh, I've got a cramp in my muscle.
What muscle? You've got a spasm in your flab.
Margaret, you're killing me.
Jed, we got here just in time. She's going to grab that other leg of his and make a wishbone out of him.
Maybe it's some sort of a game, Granny.
Well, if it is, there's going to be an undertaker keeping score. I'm going over there.
Granny, if Mr. Drysdale ever found out that we seen this, he'd never be able to hold up his head again.
Well, if we don't stop her, he ain't going to have no head to hold up.
Come on, Granny. You don't want to stop a fight. You just want to get in on one.
Oh, you got an evil mind. Jed, please, at least let me claim the body. That brute will bury him in his underwear.
Now, stop worrying about me.
The only thing worrying me is whether or not we will be accepted by the Beverly Hills Jogging Club. All the best people are in it. It'll help us socially.
Margaret, do you always have to have an angle? I'm joining for health reasons.
You want the members to put money in your bank.
So what's wrong with a healthy bank? I'll be at the office.
Jed, there's only one person to blame for that violence next door.
Who's that?
You.
Me?
You stopped me from scrapping with Miss Drysdale. You didn't see her acting up like this when I was whooping her regular.
Granny.
Spare the rod and spoil the neighbor. And this is just the start. Whooping a man is heady stuff. First her husband, then it'll be the postman, the garbage man, the newspaper boy.
Granny, I still got a feeling we don't know all the facts.
Well, I know one fact. We is getting Ellie Mae and Jethro out of this neighborhood. Here I am over here setting an example of meekness and kindness and Christian forbearance, and that husband beating hussy over there tearing down everything I'm doing over here. Oh, ow.
Granny, you get any meeker, you're gonna break some bones.
Don't make jokes.
Oh, Granny!
Oh, here comes the sweet darling now.
Auntie Jethro!
It's too late, Jed. She's done been bit by the beaten bug.
You beat Jethro?
All the way to the airport and back. Beat him bad.
Don't blame her, boy. The sins of the neighbors have been visited unto the children, even unto their underwear.
What's she talking about, Uncle Jed?
She thinks Ellie tore your clothes off and give you a beat.
Beat? We ain't been fighting, Granny. We've been jogging.
Did you hear that, Jed? They've been jogging. Oh, that my grandchildren should ever come to this. Oh, what's jogging?
Granny, jogging ain't nothing but running.
Running?
Yeah, it's good for you, too. Movie stars and everybody's doing it. Mr. Drysdale's even joining the jogging club. Ellie and me's getting one up ourselves. She's going to wear an outfit just like mine.
You mean Mr. Drysdale goes jogging in an outfit just like yours?
Yes, sir. Ain't you seen him in his backyard?
Oh, yeah, we've seen him all right. You satisfied now, Granny?
No, I ain't. He's too old for that nonsense.
Granny, it's for your health. Why, Mr. Drysdale says it lowers your cholesterol.
That's cholesterol.
It lowered his till it was dragging.
Just be happy Mr. Drysdale finally found something to get his mind off of money.
Oh, this idiotic jogging business is going to get me $30 million.
$30 million? Chief, that's ridiculous.
What does the name Jason Detweiler mean to you?
$30 million.
And he's president of the Beverly Hills Jogging Club. He's one of these physical fitness nuts.
So?
So this is my big chance to grab off that $30 million account. I happen to know his own banker, Carl Wagner, will not go jogging with him.
You also happen to know that Mr. Wagner's 84 years old and has to walk with a cane.
Isn't it beautiful?
Chief, I hope you choke on that $30 million.
Oh, what a way to go.
Fortunately, justice will prevail. In order to join a jogging club, you must have a doctor's statement saying that you are physically fit. With your freaky up and down blood pressure, you'll never get one.
That's all you know. I have one right here. Just sign.
Me?
Just scribble your name above where it says MD.
But I am not a doctor.
But no one's ever been able to read a doctor's handwriting. Just sign.
Chief, I absolutely refuse.
Okay. I know a brain surgeon who'll sign it.
What brain surgeon?
Jethro.
Hi, Granny.
Is Jethro here?
No, he ain't.
Well, I'll be back.
Oh, wait, Chief. You're in luck. Huh? Granny here is a real doctor.
You need a doctor?
Oh, no.
Oh, yes, he does. Show her the statement, Chief.
What statement?
Well, it just gives me permission to jog across your property.
Well, all right.
Oh, well, just sign right there.
Oh, get your hand out of the way. I can't see what I'm signing.
Well, it's just a simple statement.
Certifying that he is in perfect physical condition.
Oh, well, I can't sign that without I give him a complete physical examination first.
Really?
You take him into my examination room whilst I get my medical too.
Oh, no, some other time, Granny. I have an appointment at the bank.
No, you haven't.
Come on.
You're going to pay for this.
No, she ain't. There's no charge to next of kin and neighbors. It's nice of you to assist me, Miss Jane.
Glad to do it.
Hope you don't mind the sight of blood.
Not at all.
Well, I do.
Sit down. He's too nervous. I'm going to have to sedate him.
No. I'm calm. See?
Well, all right, let's get at it. Open your mouth, stick out your tongue, and say, ah. I'll have a look at that gullet. That man's tongue is too long. Does he have any trouble keeping his mouth closed?
All the time.
One of these days when he gets time, I'm going to prune that back an inch or two.
Excellent idea.
Do you smell hair burning?
Yes. I believe his mustache is on fire.
You've ruined my mustache.
No, it's good to burn off brush now and then. Gets rid of ticks.
Granny, please just check my heart and blood pressure.
Ooh, that's a noisy liver.
Aren't you glad you came here, Chief? No other doctor ever caught that.
Granny, please. It's a talking liver. It knows me. I'm here, little feller. What do you want? Over now.
Granny, that was me.
Confirms my diagnosis. It's that tongue. Got his roots in his liver.
Granny, please just check my heart.
All right. But that thing's gonna wrap itself around you one of these days and squeeze the life out of you.
Oh, I believe his mouth's big enough to accommodate it, Granny.
Why, that thing must be 4 feet long. Well, his heart's good. Thumping like...
Fine. Now for the old blood pressure.
Hold it. Did you ever swallow a cash register?
Swallow a cash register?
Listen to it.
Chief!
You can a nickel in his mouth, pull his ears, and play him for a slot machine.
Granny's just having fun with you. All eminent physicians recognize that sound as a harmless little occupational peculiarity. Bankers flutter.
Flutter?
Yeah, but you're going to be in trouble if that tongue gets caught in that cash drawer.
Don't worry. Now let's get down to the blood pressure.
Well, this I have to see. Granny, his freak blood pressure gets so high sometimes, it could wreck your equipment.
Oh, knock it off. Well, it does have range. However, eminent physicians are only amazed by it, not alarmed.
Well, my heavy-duty equipment will take care of it.
That's a tire pump and a tire gauge.
Perhaps you have tired blood.
Ain't nothing wrong with his blood pressure, right on the head. See what a difference good equipment makes?
Mr. Drysdale, something the matter?
Oh, no. Granny's just giving me a little checkup so I can join a jogging club.
Oh, you sure started something with that jogging. Jethro and Ellie jogged all the way to the airport and back.
Well, that's 15 miles.
Oh, I wish I could have joined them.
No reason why you can't. Your blood pressure is fine. Ah! Look at it! It's done jumped up 40 pounds. Go get my jar of leeches, Jed. I gotta bleed them.
Oh, no, Granny. With my kind of blood pressure, bleeding me with leeches won't help.
They'll have to do. I ain't got no vampire bats. Jed, wait!
What's the matter?
It's back down to normal.
I told you, Granny.
Granny, you better give that machine back to the filling station.
It's a precision instrument. It can measure a mosquito's... Here it goes again. Jed, get the jumbo leeches, the bulls.
Granny, please.
Save your strength. You ain't got but a few seconds. Any last words you want to give to your poor, brutal widow?
Granny, it's not that bad.
Not that bad. Look at the... Jed,
What's the matter now?
it's normal again. Jed, stay right where you are. I got the answer. You know what your trouble is? You is allergic to Jed Clampett.
What?
You is allergic to Jed Clampett. Jed is over yonder. Your blood pressure is normal. But when he's over here, apoplexy.
Oh, no.
No, yeah. Jed, you have got to stay away from Mr. Drysdale.
Well, sure, do anything I can. Would you like for me to take my money out of your bank, Mr. Drysdale?
Oh, no. I love you. I love you. You can bank my mail.
Ain't that sweet? I hate to break up such a beautiful friendship.
Wait. The same thing has happened when his insurance doctors examined him at the bank. Granny, I think you have solved a mystery that has baffled the medical world for years. Mr. Clampett, are you carrying what you call your walking around money?
You mean this?
Put it back, Jed. Put it back. Look at that thing. It's gonna explode.
That help?
That does it.
You see, Granny? He's not allergic to Mr. Clampett. He just becomes overly excited by a proximity to large sums of money.
Really, Miss Hathaway? Are you presuming to explain bodily reactions to Dr. Daisy after the brilliant discovery she has just made?
Yeah.
You gonna be all right, Granny?
Oh, of course. That up and down blood pressure is what us doctors call the banker's bounce.
Good, good. Now you can sign my medical statement for the Joggers Club.
No, better make out my own statement. You ain't no run-of-the-mill case, you know.
But, Granny...
I'll get it.
Granny, do you really think it's all right for the chief to jog?
Yeah, but I ain't gonna lie for him. I, Dr. Daisy Moses, have examined this man and found him in unbelievable shape.
Granny, you're wonderful.
I think the word is tactful.
Well, Mr. Drysdale, that was your bank calling. They said there's a Mr. Detweiler on his way over here to see you.
Oh, Mr. Detweiler. He's president of the Beverly Hills Jogging Club. He insists upon jogging with each applicant for membership to see if they measure up to his strict standards.
Well, if he's the head of the club, you might have your work cut out for you.
Don't you worry about old mile-a-minute Milburn. Well, I'm giving him a few years, but I'll be out there right ahead of him.
That's him.
Oh, I'll get it. Oh, he may want to start right away. And thank you, Dr. Daisy.
Don't step on that tongue.
Good luck.
He's really confident for some reason.
Oh, I'm going to give you a run for your money. Ah, Mr. Detweiler, I've just passed my physical. I'm ready for you.
Well, where's your jogging outfit, Drysdale?
Over at my house. It won't take me a minute to change.
Good.
I understand your banker doesn't jog.
No, that's too bad, too. Because I love to discuss business while I'm running.
Oh, me too. Well, shall we sprint over to my place?
Pretty fast, are you?
Well, my secretary constantly compares me with the fastest of all animals.
The cheetah?
That's what she calls me.
Jed, where are you? What in the name of Jambo's goat are you doing?
Just trying out this jogging business. I figured I might be missing something.
You are.
Granny, you hadn't ought to mean about nothing until you tried.
Jed, when I was doctoring back in the hills, I used to run 30 miles a day.
Yeah, but that was on emergency cases. You ought to try it for your health.
Well, you just tried it. You feel any better?
No, but maybe 12 miles ain't long enough to tell. I could be out of shape, you know.
Nonsense. Jed, running ain't never helped nobody but chicken thieves, moonshiners, and Yankees.
It wasn't no big thing back in the hills, was it?
Only when that dam busted. Then it was right popular for a few minutes.
Yeah, had a little comeback when lightning hit the revival tent, too. Oh, you call me for something?
That Jethro was so full of that jogging business. Would you mind cutting me some wood?
Oh, I'd be glad to. Need to exercise.
Well, he's ready. Come on, Ellie, let's go.
How you like my jogging outfit?
That's real cute, Ellie, but you're showing more meat than a butcher's window. You gonna be able to run in that get-up?
Yeah, she's gonna run right upstairs to put on some more clothes.
Oh, Granny.
You want folks to stare at you?
Granny, I'm the president. Who's going to be looking at her?
You've got to have a fireside chat with the president.
But, Granny, they said at the store this is what ladies wear, jogging.
Can't you get it through your head? When you plays football, you wears a football uniform. And when you goes jogging, you wears a jogging uniform.
Nonsense. Your uncle didn't have no uniform, and he'd just run 12 miles.
Looking like that? Sure hope you didn't tell nobody you was the president's uncle.
Who in their right mind would want to own up to being your uncle?
Granny.
Do you feel better, Paul?
You will, Uncle Jet. I've been reading about it. It builds up your hemoglobins, it limbers your lungs, and it increases your appetite.
That's all we need. Food getting short all over the world, and Mighty Mouse increasing his appetite.
Well, Granny, jogging makes you lose weight, too.
With him eating more, everybody'll lose weight.
All right, Granny. Look, young'uns, you all go on with your jogging, I'll smooth Granny's feathers.
Let's go, Ellie.
Don't worry, Granny. Bye, y'all.
Keep your eye out for Mr. Drysdale. He's jogging with Mr. Detweiler.
Jed, here comes Mr. Drysdale now. But he ain't jogging.
Well, doggies. What happened to Mr. Drysdale?
Well, some stupid doctor happened to him. Where is the ignoramus?
Right here.
You're the doctor? You're the quack who gave a certificate of physical fitness to this basket case?
Wait, Granny. First, let's find out what happened.
Well, I'll tell you what happened. We hadn't jogged a half a mile before he collapsed in front of a supermarket. Hey, he's in no more condition to jog than... well, you are.
You want a jog buster?
Madam, at your age, you are not a jogger, but a creeper.
Please, Jed.
Mister, You have insulted a great doctor just about every way you can. I can't let her whoop you with her hands, but I'm obliged to let her try it with her feet.
I feel it only fair to warn you that I used to run cross-country for Pennsylvania teachers.
Oh, a woman chaser, huh?
I was referring to intercollegiate competition. We used to run for miles and miles, through woods, across streams, over fences.
Sounds like the kind of running Granny used to do back in the hills.
Yeah. How would you like to try a little follow the leader?
Madam, you could never follow me.
You try following me.
But you're not even wearing jogging shorts.
Considering the competition, these will do.
Don't worry, Mr. Drysdale. Granny will even the score for you.
Granny can't get me into that jogging club.
Well, if getting into a club is all it's worrying you, you can join Jethro.
Oh, no. No. The Beverly Hills Jogging Club is composed of financiers, tycoons, industrial giants.
Well, they can join, too. Jethro will take anybody. I see Miss Drysdale out in your backyard. We'll get her in the jogging club, too.
Oh, she'll cry when I tell her.
I'm glad to do it. I'll tell you what else we're going to do. Jethro's going to put across everybody's chest, sponsored by the Commerce Bank of Beverly Hills.
Oh, no. Oh, that's too much, really. I don't deserve to be in the club.
Well, all right, but...
Uncle Jed!
Hey, Paul!
Well, what's all this?
Uncle Jed, let's quit the Beverly Hills Club and join ours.
They seen us jogging. Started following us for some reason.
I wonder why they done that.
Do you know who these men are? There's William Woodson, the steel tycoon, and Jonathan Pierce, the real estate man.
I told you they'd take anybody. Howdy.
Excuse me, Mr. Clampett. Gentlemen, we're delighted that you want to join our club, but it is my duty as treasurer to inform you that we have a rather steep initiation fee. However, it can be financed at the Commerce...
Hold it a second. I think here comes another member. What happened, Granny?
Poor old Goomer, give out, Jed.
Looks like he's going to be chasing no more Pennsylvania teachers.
He couldn't even catch me.
Hey, look, we's coming to the city limits.
Does that sign say the population is 28?
Sure does.
Why, it's pretty near doubled since we left.
Yeah, seems like there's just no such thing as a small town anymore. Howdy, Shad.
Howdy, Mr. Heller.
Howdy.
How's Molly?
Fine and dandy.
Why, who was that, Chad? Dogged if it didn't look like the Clampetts. They're stopping in front of the hotel. Yeah, watch my porch for a minute, will you, Chick? Yes, sir.
Thank you, Burl.
Enjoyed it.
Dandy ride.
Oh, Jed and Ellie Mae, just take a whiff of this mountain air.
Take it easy now. This clean stuff is going to take some getting used to.
Bye, Mr. Burl.
Thank you.
Hi.
I thought it was you, Clampetts. Welcome home.
Thank you, Mr. Heller.
Good to see you, Shad.
Why, Shad, you old beaver. What happened to your beard? You trimmed it off.
Oh, I didn't exactly trim it, Granny. I got the pump in the forge too hard and it caught fire. Where's Big Jethro?
Well, Jethro stayed back in California. He's going to college now.
Oh, do tell. What's he studying?
Well, as far as I can figure, it's mainly protesting.
Well, what's he protesting?
As far as I can figure, it's mainly college.
Then why's he going?
Chad, that's as far as I can figure.
Ed, we best get settled in.
See you later, Mr. Heller.
Yeah, see you at the fair.
Fair?
Is there going to be a fair?
Yep, big one right here in Silver Dollar City.
Oh, Jed, this town will be crawling with young fellas from these hills. Oh, Ellie, honey, I knowed this was the place to bring you to get a husband.
Granny, you're embarrassing Ellie Mae.
Oh, Shad's an old friend. He's known this girl since she was born. Jed, take this little girl in out of the sun before her baby skin gets freckled. See you in a minute, Jed.
Ain't you coming?
Be right there. I want to talk to Shad about his wife. I was her doctor for years, you know. Is L. Werner Bradshaw's daughter married yet?
Nope,
Is the date set for the wedding?
I don't think so.
Good. If that homely daughter of hers beat Ellie Mae to the altar, L. Werner would never let me forget it.
I'll tell my wife you asked about her.
Who?
My wife, Molly.
Oh yeah. How is she?
Fine, except for a little touch of rheumatiz.
Well, where is she? I've got some dandy rheumatism medicine right here.
She's over to the shop.
Well, let's go see her.
Is that the same medicine you used to prescribe?
Yep. Pure Possum Ridge painkiller.
Well, don't uncork it too close to the fire. I don't want to lose the rest of my beard.
Don't look like nobody's gonna come and wait on us.
It don't for a fact. Give that bell a whomp, Ellie.
Yeah. What can I do?
Well, we'd like it.
Ain't you Shorty Kellum?
Yeah.
Ellie Mae? I used to go hunting with this rascal when we was boys. Shake hands with Shorty Kellum.
Howdy, Mr. Kells.
Howdy, Ellie Mae.
I know, I don't remember you being that short.
I remember being this short myself. No wonder I'm sitting down. Yeah. Your face is commencing to come back to me now. Yeah. I remember you. You're Jed Clampett. No.
Yeah, I am.
No. I remember Jed Clampett. He's a much younger fella.
Well, now, Shorty, you ain't seen me in 25 years.
Yeah, they said. Jed Clampett. You old son of a gun. Oh, yeah. Fine and dandy. You ain't changed a bit.
Neither have you.
Where's you staying?
Well, we'd like to stay here.
You couldn't make a finer choice.
Well, now, all we need is 2 rooms. Granny and Ellie can double up.
The 2 finest hotel rooms in the county's right upstairs above us. They faces on the main street. There's got a porch and a balcony. There's 2 dandy beds in the room.
Perfect. We'll take them.
There's already took. But there's 2 rooms in the back. Not quite as deluxe, but comfortable.
All right, we'll take them.
They's took 2.
What have you got?
Jed, I'm afraid the fair has just got a swamp. The hotel is booked solid, all 4 rooms.
Let me see if you can catch the buggy driver. We might need him.
Oh, yes, sir, Pop.
Jed, I got a nightie. There's a show business act got them 2 front rooms. This year was the fair. 3 acrobats or jugglers or some such out of Kansas City. Likely a wild bunch. I'll just put them up over at my house and give you them rooms.
Oh, we don't want to turn nobody out.
Oh, I'd rather not have them fast, loose show people here in the hotel nohow. At my house, I can keep an eye on them.
Well, that's mighty nice of you.
Hey, ladies,
I'll have to ask you to pack up. You're moving over to my place. How'd you like to be gathering eggs and find them in the nest?
Oh, Miss Hathaway, I haven't got time to talk to you right now. I've got food in the oven, food on the stove, and 4 vicious, hungry animals sitting at the table. Yeah, one of them just bit my hand.
Hey, we's hungry.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, man, lay the food on us, man.
It's Jethro and his college creeps. I gotta hang up now. They're snarling at me.
How about some more of that white meat?
That was my hand, and keep away from it. Here, your eggs. How about some ham to go with them?
And some more biscuits, too.
Nothing doing. I'm through cooking for you rotten kids.
Look who's calling us rotten. This capitalist dog.
Fascist swine.
Reactionary fink.
Now watch it, fellas.
Don't call us fellas. This is a girl.
No, Mitch. This is the girl.
Big deal.
Hey, can I have some more eggs?
No, you can't. Why don't you and your freak-out friends go clutter up a campus?
We're still hungry.
So, mug Howard Johnson. I've got a bank to run.
Hey, Jethro, this establishment cat's putting us down.
Hey, establishment cat, are you putting us down?
How can I? You're already as low as you can get.
Let's get together a couple of 100 flower children and march on this cat's bank. And picket, protest, and demonstrate.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll show you we're full of love.
Right. You call that love?
Yeah, man. We love to picket, protest, and demonstrate.
Jethro, they'll wreck my bank. Talk to them.
I'm with them, Whitey. We's gonna get you honkers. We's closing you up, Mr. Charlie.
Jethro, that's not our bag. That belongs to another group on campus.
Oh, yeah. You done broke your last treaty with us. You stole our country and herded us onto reservations. Pale-face, speak with fork. Oh,
Forget it, Jethro. Come on, gang. Let's go down to his bank and organize a demonstration.
yeah.
No, wait a minute, fellas. I mean, fellas and girl, you don't want to demonstrate against me. I relate to you. I dig you. I love you. I'm not a banker at heart. I'm a flower child.
Hello? Oh, yes, ma'am. Just a minute. Miss Jane wants to know how soon you're coming down to the bank.
Give me that phone. Now listen, you capitalist stooge. I'm not coming near that temple of greed. I've associated myself with a fine young group of strikers and demonstrators. And we say down with the moneylenders. Down with the dollar. We shall overcome.
Did I hear correctly? The president of this bank called it a temple of greed? Down with the moneylenders, down with the dollar? Why, I'll have that man arrested and charged with treason.
Oh, Mr. Parnell, wait.
The executive committee of the Bankers Association will meet in emergency session this afternoon to consider the fate of that seditious maniac.
Oh, Mr. Parnell, please, let me explain. Mr. Drysdale has been under a terrible strain. You see, his largest depositors have left town, and he's worried about losing $85 million.
You mean this bank has an unsound financial position as well as an unsound president?
Oh, no. They haven't withdrawn the money yet. In fact, Mr. Drysdale is hoping to leave today for Silver Dollar City.
That sounds like a Las Vegas gambling club.
Oh, no. Silver Dollar City is a little town. It's located back in the hills where the Clampetts came from, and they've gone back there to find a husband for Ellie Mae.
Sure is good to be back again.
Let's go by the Emporium.
Good idea. Oh, Ellie, look. That white organdy will be perfect for your wedding dress.
Sure is pretty, Granny.
Let's buy it, Jed.
Since with my previous granny, Ellie ain't engaged yet.
Well, when the fair commences, this town will be full of young, eligible fellers.
That may be, but Ellie just can't throw one down on the ground, hog time, and drag him to the church.
Yes, I can, Paul. I can still whoop any boy in these here heels.
Ellie, it's got to be done proper. First, you got to meet the right fella. Get acquainted. Then comes the courting and the sparking. And he'll ask me for your hand. And he'll propose, and we'll set the date. Then we'll hire the preacher, invite the friends and kinfolks, and finally comes the wedding.
Yes, sir, Paul.
You can cut right through all that with a shotgun.
Look, Granny, gonna come tell Bernie Bradshaw. Are you gonna scrap with her?
No, she ain't. There ain't gonna be one unpleasant word spoke.
But, Jed, I know Elverna. She'll lord it over me because Big Mouth is getting married ahead of Ellie.
Don't call her daughter Big Mouth. Her name is Victoria Rose.
Oh, please, Jed, don't make me face Elverna. She'll go to reviling me and abuse me, and I'll lose my temper.
Yeah, well, maybe you best duck inside. I know you got a short fuse.
And she's just the punk that can light it.
Well, howdy, Alberta.
Well, Jed Clampett and little Ellie Mae.
Howdy, Miss Bradshaw.
I thought I saw Granny with you.
Well, yeah, she had a little shopping to do.
Oh, I have too. I'm going to pick up some material for my daughter's wedding gown.
Yeah, we heard about Victoria Rose getting married. Congratulations.
Thank you.
When the wedding gonna be, Miss Bradshaw?
The 31st of this month. That happens to be Big Mouth's Victoria Rose's birthday. Are you married yet, Ellie Mae?
No, ma'am.
Oh, engaged?
No, ma'am.
Oh, I'm sure you have lots of prospects.
Oh, no, ma'am.
What a pity.
But Granny said you...
Well, Ellie, I think we ought to be moving along. Well, nice to see you, Alverna, and lots of happiness to your daughter and the lucky young man.
Well, thank you.
Bye.
Bye, Miss Bradshaw.
Toodaloo. Well, Granny.
Well, Elverna Bradshaw, of all people.
I just had a lovely visit with Mr. Clampett and that poor, sweet, unfortunate spinster granddaughter of yours.
Ellie Mae ain't no spinster. She's getting married most any day now.
Oh, really? To whom?
Well, you don't know the fella.
Neither does Ellie Mae.
What you mean?
She just told me she wasn't engaged and had no prospects.
Do you think if Ellie Mae wasn't getting married, that I would have bought this material for her wedding dress?
Did you get that at the Emporium? Oh, you did! And that's the last bolt of white organdy in the whole county.
Is that a fact?
You did that for spite. Are you giving my daughter's wedding dress?
That's Ellie Mae's wedding dress.
It is not, and you know it. Ellie Mae ain't getting married.
She'll get married before that scarecrow daughter of yours.
She will not.
She will too.
She won't.
She will.
She won't.
Oh, heck.
Hi, Granny.
I don't want to talk about it. It's over and done with, so I don't want to talk about it. Well, ain't you gonna ask me what I don't want to talk about?
All right. What is it?
I don't want to talk about it.
Your move, Shorty.
She is the meanest, most spiteful woman that ever walked the face of this earth. She ain't fit to associate with decent folks. She's a disgrace to this town. And it won't do you any good to ask me who I'm talking about, because I wouldn't soil my lips with the mention of her name.
Now, who can that be?
Elverna Bradshaw, and shame on you for dragging it out of me. Now that it's out in the open, you and me has got to see that Ellie beats that big mouth Bradshaw to the altar. Our honor is at stake.
I don't hardly think it is.
Am I the only one in this family with any pride?
No, but you're the only one who made a bet with Elverna Bradshaw.
Where'd you hear that?
All over town. You and Elverna drawed quite a crowd.
You ain't gonna let me lose, are you, Jed?
You and Elverna had no business making that bet.
Well, there's just so much golden a body can take. Would you like to be called a mealy-mouthed liar? A prune-faced old bag?
No, I wouldn't.
Well, neither did she.
I gotta leave for a few minutes. Would you keep an eye on the hotel?
Be glad to, Shorty.
Jed, you gotta help me win this bet. If I lose, Elverna Bradshaw gets to kick me clean to the top of Dewey Ball Mountain.
Granny, you got nobody to blame but yourself.
Oh, but Jed, Elverna's got a kick like a mule. And them sodbusters of hers is that big, with soles that thick. If she puts shoes on, she'll kill me. Ain't you gonna do nothing?
Yep. I'm gonna write a letter to Jethro. Poor boy is out home there all by himself.
Jethro is fine. Mr. Drysdale's looking after him. A bank president, a leader of the community, a fine, responsible man.
Come on, Mr. Drysdale, always wait. Beautiful, baby.
You see? I told you I was one of you. A flower child. Now, you're not going to demonstrate at my bank now, are you?
No, man, we couldn't bust a soul, brother. I guess we can throw those signs away.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Well, what do you say we hit some schools?
Hey, what about the military academy?
No, man, those cats fight back.
It's a girls' school on Wilshire.
That's it. Let's go.
I'll see you later. I want to write a letter resigning from the Bankers Association.
Ah, you're swinging, Daddy. Skin.
Huh? Oh.
You're from the East, Mr. Parnell. You've never met Mr. Drysdale. But once you do, you'll see for yourself that he is every inch the traditional bank president. Dignified, financially responsible. Why, he's the very epitome of sound conservatism. Here's Mr. Drysdale here.
Who do you think I am?
Mr. Drysdale!
So, this is your conservative, dignified bank president. Who are you?
Chief, this is Mr. Ben Parnell, the new president of the Bankers Association.
Down with the dollar. Bust banking. Stamp out interest. Why, you...
Oh, here you are. Say, this is a dandy porch for sitting and rocking. You can see everything that's going on all over the town.
Sure can, Granny.
Where you been?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I've been down helping Andy Miller paint signs for the fair. It commences in the morning, you know.
Oh, I didn't know you was a sign painter.
Oh, I'm pretty good at painting pictures and such. I have put 'em up, too.
Elverna Bradshaw by Granny? Why, that miserable little wretch! Oh. Elverna Bradshaw's side view. Oh, I'll fix her. I dare Elverna near the hotel. I double dog dare Elverna near the hotel. This way to hotel.
Ain't that Elverna Bradshaw heading toward the hotel?
Sure enough is.
Wonder how come?
Oh, I hope she ain't coming to pick a fight with me.
If she does, Granny, you can bust her foot. And she can't keep you up Dewey Ball.
Ain't gonna be no fight, is there, Granny?
Oh, saints preserve us, no, Jed. Unless the woman provokes me to the end of human endurance, I'll speak only words of kindness to her.
That's a spirit, Granny.
here I am, you miserable little knothead.
Please, Alverna, don't call Jed Clampett names like that.
I'm talking to you, Granny, you rat-faced little warthog.
She's provoking me, Jed.
True. But remember, a soft answer turneth away wrath.
Blessings on you, Alverna.
You come down here and I'll bless you from one end of town to the other. You chicken-livered, yellow-bellied little runt.
She provoked me again, Jed.
She did for a fact.
Peace on you, Alverna.
I'll take a piece out of you, you little buzzard.
She done it again, Jed.
Dogged if she didn't. She mean-mouse you one more time, I'm gonna have to turn you loose.
May the blue bird of happiness flutter over your head, Alverna.
Are you gonna come down here or do I have to come up and get you, you sniveling polecat?
That did it, Granny. Go get her.
Okay, busted foot Bradshaw, here I come.
She's crazy, she'll kill me.
Nothing Granny will catch you, Paul?
Well, hard to say. Alverna's got longer legs, but Granny's moving hers faster.
Folks, don't miss our show next week when the big fair commences. You never seen such square dancing in all your born days. And, of course, I have me another run-in with Alverna Bradshaw. See you next.
When the chickens lay their eggs, they lay 'em standing up.
Doggy's gonna be a cold one tonight. Somebody better get ready to fry that sun up in the morning to get it started.
Yeah, sure we'll be glad to get back to that nice warm mansion in Beverly Hills. It ain't no fun sleeping on this cold, hard floor.
That's a fact.
You think that's bad? You ought to try sharing a room with that wild daughter of yourn.
At least ways you got a bed.
That ain't a bed. That's a nest, a roost, and a den and a hutch all in one.
Is them animal friends of Ellie's still coming in at night, Granny?
Everything that can get through the window.
Why don't you shut the window?
Because I can't sleep without fresh air. Especially with that third party in bed with us.
What third party?
Ellie, can you come out here and bring your friend with you?
Yeah, Granny?
Don't you worry about it, Granny. I'll chuck it out. Whatever it is, you gotta get your sleep.
It's us, Granny? Your pa wants that polecat. Give it to him.
Now, wait a minute. Don't point that thing at me. You don't want to get drove outdoors on a night like this.
Well, don't you want him, Pa?
I just want to say that Granny'd appreciate it if he'd have this little fella sleep with his own family.
All right, I'll go get the others in.
Oh, no. Outdoors with his family. Otherwise, when we go to California, they might not take him back in. And if a skunk ain't welcome with his own family, he just about ain't got nobody to turn to.
All right, I'll put him out the window.
Uncle Jed, why can't we go back to Beverly Hills right away?
Reckon we can tell him the truth, Granny?
I reckon he's big enough.
Well, you see, we promised your ma we'd stay here and help her till she gets herself married to Mr. Brewster.
Well, how long will that take?
Well, it hadn't ought to take long. She's got him boarding in your room now where she can get at him.
Pearl told me tonight's the night. She's gonna feed him into a stupor, then set him in the parlor and sing to him until he proposes.
It's a powerful combination. Pearl cooking and singing.
Yeah. If he can get got, Pearl will get him.
Let's try this, Jeffrey.
Oh, promise me that someday you and I will take our love together to some sky where we can be alone and faith renew.
Uncle Jed. Uncle Jed. What's got them
move so stirred up tonight.
Oh, but something sure is setting them off.
Hey, Lane, can't sleep a wink. Go to the right, Granny. Go to the left, Granny.
Some moves keeping you awake too, Granny?
Hey, sure is.
Howling goes right through you.
It ain't their hollering that's getting me. They're snoring. Look for yourself. Ellie's got 2 of them under the bed.
Granny, we gotta get that girl back to Beverly Hills. She's going right back to being a wild cougar.
What y'all all doing out here?
Try to keep warm.
Sure it's cold in there without you, Granny. Mind if I join you?
I reckon so, if you don't mind a little human company for a change.
Uncle Jed, we just got to get ourselves back to Beverly Hills.
We will, Jethro, as soon as your ma gets proper hitched to Mr. Brewster. Bless you.
Oh, Pearl, give it all you got tonight. Oh, we's all gonna be down with pneumonia. Home joys divine, home joys so pure, love ever faithful and love ever sure.
Ah, that was a wonderful concert. You both are unusually talented.
Thank you. Yes, indeed. That means a lot coming from you. Naturally, folks around here brag on us. In fact, they think we ought to go on a concert tour.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes. My neighbors is always after me to sing out of town.
Well, I can understand that.
Mr. Brewster, do you really like music and singing?
Well, I used to. I mean, I used to sing a lot myself in college musicals, amateur theatricals.
Was you on the stage, Mr. Brewster?
Oh, yes. After college, I did quite a bit of little theater work, summer stock. Matter of fact, there was a time when I seriously considered the stage as my career.
Ma, Mr. Brewster's an actor.
Well, not any longer. My father had other ideas. He insisted I get into the oil business.
Mr. Brewster, did you ever do anything from the Bard of Avon? That's Shakespeare. Oh, I just love him.
Well, as a matter of fact, I once played the lead in Romeo and Juliet.
Which one was you?
I was Romeo. In my youth, I was considered quite a leading man type. And there were those who thought I had rather a handsome profile.
Well, you still got it. And I'll bet you can act to beat the band. Oh, come on. Take off a part for us. Something from Shakespeare. Sit down, Jeffrey.
Well, I doubt if I can remember anything.
Oh, please, Mr. Brewster.
Well, perhaps I can recall something from the balcony scene. Let's see now. How does it go? But soft, what light through yonder window breaks? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, who is already sick and pale with grief, that thou, her maid, art far more fair than she.
Go to bed, Jeffrey.
I think I'll turn in.
Please, do some more of them love speeches from Shakespeare.
Well, my throat is a little sore. I think I'd better gargle a little warm salt water and go to bed.
Well, I can take care of you. That's another one of my specialties. Nursing the sick.
Well, it might be the flu bug, and you wouldn't want to catch it. Good night.
If his flu bug is as hard to catch as he is, I got nothing to worry about.
Jed, have you ever known it to be so cold?
Never have, Jethro.
This ain't cold. Your blood is thinned out from living in California.
You say this ain't cold, Granny? Look who else is huddled up to the fire.
Ellie and her wolves.
Yeah, let us see your ring, Pearl. You want me to carry Mr. Brewster over the threshold for you, Ma?
You don't look too happy.
She don't sound too happy, neither.
Oh, all women folk cry when they're about to get married.
I didn't get him.
Oh. Did you try your best, Pearl?
Oh, Granny, I throw throwed the book at him. Cooking, sewing, singing. I even nursed him through the flu. Got him well in 5 minutes. But he didn't propose.
Jed, you go out there and do your duty to your female cousin. Ask that city fella what he'd rather get, married or buried.
Now, Granny, I don't hold with getting folks married unless it's willing.
Pearl's got enough willing for both of them. And you going to make a liar out of my bones?
Yeah, and I'll have a talk with Mr. Brewster. Where'd he go, Pearl?
He said he was going to park the car on the warm side of the cabin. But he must have run off.
After him, everybody. We'll head him off at the pass and shoot him down like a dog.
Now, you hold on. You ain't shooting nobody down. Just simmer down. Why, he didn't run off at all. Except we'll need you, Ellie, to get him back in here.
How come?
Looks like a couple of your friends are sizing him up for breakfast.
Well, in all sincerity, Mr. Clampett, your cousin Pearl is a very remarkable woman. It's just that, well, I don't want to get married.
Well, I understand that, Mr. Brewster, and I thank you for speaking the truth like a man. But my cousin Pearl has got herself a problem.
Oh, what's that?
Well, ain't no secrets in the hills. Everybody's dog knows that you've been boarding with her over at her place, and they all know she's had her cap set for you. Oh, I ain't blaming you, Mr. Brewster.
Jed? Did he say yes? Can we come out now?
Not yet a while, Granny.
Well, if you're too chicken to shoot him, Ellie's got her wolves standing by.
Mr. Brewster, in order to save my cousin Pearl from shame, I'm going to ask you to do me a big favor.
Anything I can do.
I want you to propose to her in front of somebody.
But...
And let her turn you down, of course.
Oh, I see. Of course, yes, that'll save face. Pearl will know that she's supposed to turn me down.
Oh, sure, we'll have an understanding with Pearl. Now, the one I think you ought to propose in front of is Elverna Bradshaw.
You know, Mr. Clampett, this idea of yours is quite inspired.
Oh, it's just a notion. You see, Elverna is the biggest gossip in the hills.
No, really, it's brilliant. It combines drama, pathos, suspense. It has a happy ending. Great third-act curtain. It's real theater.
Of course, you'll have to be convincing, so Elverna will...
Convincing? Why, I'll give a performance that the people of these hills will remember as long as they live.
Well, just so that...
When Pearl Bodine turns down my impassioned proposal of marriage, there won't be a dry eye in the house.
Elverna, don't cry easy.
Oh, well, now, surely you're not going to waste this dramatic scene before just one person.
Well, I reckon Elverna's daughter...
I've got it, the movie house where Pearl plays the piano.
You want to propose there?
Well, it's perfect. Everybody in town will see it.
I want to kind of shame you to be turned down in front of all them people?
Well, it's just a performance. I've learned one thing in the theater. An actor always gives a better performance in front of a full house.
Well, doggies. That sure is nice of you.
It's my pleasure, Mr. Clampett. Mrs. Bodine, Granny, come on in. Come on in, everybody.
How about it, everybody? I reckon we better let Mr. Brewster tell you what's going to happen.
Oh. Well, tonight at the movie house, Mrs. Bodine, while the whole town looks on, I'm going to ask you to marry me.
It's called for a whopping big snort.
Now, will y'all quieten down, everybody, until you hear the rest of the story. Now, Pearl, when Mr. Brewster asks you to marry him, you're going to say no.
Not unless I'm as drunk as you are.
Howdy, Pearl.
Evening, Pearl.
Evening, Granny.
Jethro went on ahead down the theater to get a fire going in the stove.
Where's Jethro, Aunt Pearl?
Why, she's in her room getting dressed. Go on in and see her. Granny, what happened to your mink coat?
This is it. Tonight's kind of special, so I'm wearing the pretty side out.
You sure got your pretty side out tonight, Pearl?
Oh, I tell you, Jed, I'm as nervous as if I was going to get a real honest-to-goodness proposal.
And it would be real if your cousin Jed would do his duty and hold a shotgun on that fella, Brewster.
Now, ladies, let's settle for what we got. This way, Pearl can come to California without nobody saying she left town in disgrace.
Good evening. Good evening.
You two got it figured out what you want to say?
Oh, yeah, we rehearsed 12 times. Mr. Brewster will be sitting on the front row. And when the picture's over, he'll jump up and he'll...
Excuse me. I've been thinking about that. I believe it would be more effective if I made an entrance.
Entrance?
Yes, I'll come down the aisle.
Oh, all right. And then Mr. Brewster's going to say, Mrs. Bodine, don't go to California with your cousin Jed. Stay here and be my wife.
I've been thinking about that, too. After a big entrance down the aisle, that's going to seem like a pretty flat opening speech.
Well, you just say what you want to say. All I got to say is, no, I won't marry you. If that's Homer Winch, I'm going to hit him right in the head.
Good evening, Pearl.
Verna Bradshaw, what are you doing here?
Well, you and me being such close friends, I just thought I'd offer to play Piany for you at the theater tonight.
Why?
Surely you're not going to show up and have folks whispering behind your back all during the picture.
What in the world would they be whispering about?
Pearl, I'm your best friend. You don't have to pretend with me. The whole town knows how you've been flinging yourself with that boarder of yours.
For your information, Melverna Bradshaw, Mr. Brewster proposed to me 12 times today, and 12 times I turned him down.
Is that why he give you this here mink coat? 'Cause you turned him down?
This here mink coat was given to me by my niece, Ellen Mae Clampett.
Oh, Pearl, I keep telling you, you don't have to pretend with me. I'm your best friend.
Melverna Bradshaw is your best friend. You're up to your eyeballs in enemies.
Mr. Brewster, if you was to go in there now and propose in front of Elverna, you could save yourself a trip to the theater. And the news would get around a heap quicker.
You don't understand, Mr. Clampett. An actor needs an audience.
Melverna, if you don't mind, I'd like you to get out of my coat and out of my house. I'm going to be late for the theater.
Pearl, take your best friend's advice and sneak out of town quietly. You can depend on me to smooth everything over.
Thanks for nothing.
Farewell performance is right. I reckon she'll sneak out of town in a hurry if she ain't already snuck. Mind you, Pearl's my best friend, and I ain't one to talk, but...
Good evening, lady.
You too, Elverna.
Mrs. Bodine, I just saw that poster out front. Farewell performance. Does that mean you are leaving?
Oh, yes, Mr. Brewster. I'm going to California with my cousin Jed and his family.
Oh, no, please. Please, I beg you. I implore you. I beseech you. Don't go. Stay here and be my wife.
No, thank you, Mr. Brewster.
I cannot. I will not accept that answer, for I love you, Pearl Bodine. I love you with all my heart. With all my soul, I love you as no man has ever loved woman before.
He's better than Francis X. Bushman.
Pearl, be mine.
Come back here, Mr. Brewster. No, Mr. Brewster, my answer is no.
Then your life has come to an end. For what is life without love?
If I was him, I'd let it go at that.
Without Pearl Bodine, there is no love. Oh, me darling, oh, me precious. Say those words that will make me the happiest of men.
I'm behind you. My answer is still no.
Better quit while you're ahead, Mr. Brewster.
Oh, how those words stab into my heart like cold steel. And only you, Pearl Bodine, can heal the mortal wound. Oh, moon of me desire, marry me, Pearl.
No.
I promise you a life of happiness.
No.
A life of luxury.
No.
Oh, me darling, look into me tear-stained eyes. Look into the tortured face of your love slave. Free me with that one divine word. Say yes. Say yes. And together we will enter a paradise of love everlasting.
Yes, I'll marry you.
Thank you very much. Did you say yes?
Yes! If I hadn't said yes, I was ready myself.
Fishing, Shorty? Fishing? Jed, there's a fair going on out yonder. Biggest crowd you ever seen. People from everywhere. All kinds of excitement. Music playing. Kids are yelling. Dogs are barking. Balloons are popping. All Ned's busting loose out there, and you want to go fishing.
Yep. I don't blame you. Where you going?
I ain't decided yet. Jim Owens says they're taking some mighty big trout out of Lake Taneycomo. But Harold Ensley says the bass is biting on Table Rock.
Well, Table Rock's a heap closer. Must be a good 12 miles down Taneycomo.
He's about ready to commence the cake baking contest, and that cake that Ellie Mae baked is right up in front.
Taneycomo it is, Shorty.
What's he talking about?
I think he wants to get as far away as he can.
Get Clampett, you get into your good duds and get over there and buy that cake that Ellie Mae baked.
I don't want that thing.
That ain't the idea. You gotta buy it before some other man buys it.
I don't think there's a man in this town can lift it.
It rolls real good. That's how Ellie got it over there.
Then do as I tell you.
Well, why don't you buy Ellie's cake?
The cake baking contest is for girls and the bidding is done by the fellas.
Well, Granny, it's going to look mighty suspicious for Ellie's own paw to be buying her cake.
That's why I want you to get all dressed up. Nobody will recognize you.
Too bad Jethro ain't here. He could not only buy it, he's probably the only living human that could lift it and eat it. Maybe Mr. Drysdale will come. If a dignified city fellow like him would buy Ellie's cake, that'd really cut some ice.
Mr. Drysdale ain't coming here. He's got his hands full feeding Ellie's critters.
Chief, where have you been?
Feeding that stupid seal that Ellie keeps in the pool.
Don't sit down. You forgot to feed the goats.
I haven't forgotten. I cooked a whole pot of goat stew. It's cooling in the kitchen.
What in the world do you put in goat stew?
Everything the other critters won't eat. Fish heads, banana skins, rotten apples, bones, moldy bread, curdled milk, rancid meat scraps. You name it, it's in there.
Sounds repulsive.
Well, you smell it.
Howdy, Miss Jane.
What happened to the goat stew?
I ate it.
You ate it?
Yep. Mr. Drysdale, I don't want to hurt your feelings, but your cooking is pitiful. That goat stew didn't even taste like goat.
Jethro.
You could have cooked a pot of garbage and taste as good as that. You know something? This letter from Uncle Jed has got me a mind to go back to Silver Dollar City and join him, Granny, and Ellie.
But Jethro, don't...
They is eating high on the hog, and I'm eating low on the goat. Please, Miss Jane, get me on a plane to Silver Dollar City quick as you can. Uncle Jed said he's having a fair, and that means pretty girls, a cotton candy, and balloons.
What now, Chief? I can't very well refuse him.
You go with him. Keep an eye on the Clampetts. Don't let them out of your sight. And above all, don't let Ellie Mae get serious about a fella.
What if she already has a fellow when I get there?
Use your womanly wiles. Take him away from her.
What was that again?
Forget it. I don't make too much sense when I'm tired.
Boy, Miss Jane, them folks back in the hills ain't gonna recognize me the way I changed.
Really?
Yeah. When I left there, I was just a big, dumb old hick.
No.
Hard to believe, huh?
It fairly boggles the mind.
Have them little old country gals eating out of the palm of my hand. They ain't never heard the kind of racist stories that's told in Hollywood.
Probably not.
Sure wish I knowed one.
Well, I'm afraid I can't help you with racy stories, but I do know a rather amusing riddle.
Let's hear it.
Well, it's not my sister, it's not my brother, yet it's a child of my father and mother. Who is it?
I give up.
It's me! Oh, boy, that's a beauty!
Hey, miss, would you like to hear a dandy riddle?
Why, yes.
It's not my sister, it's not my brother, yet it's a child of my father and mother. Who is it?
I give up.
It's Miss Jane here!
She didn't laugh too hard. Do you reckon she's heard it before?
Not the way you told it, no.
Here we are, Miss Jane. Silver Dollar City Hotel.
What a picturesque little hostelry. Typical country inn.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Stevens.
Yes, wonderful ride. What a quaint little place. Absolutely charming.
Oh, Jethro, Miss Jane.
Howdy, Uncle Jed.
We're here, Mr. Clampett.
Why didn't you tell me you was coming?
I sent you a telegram some time ago.
Oh, I never got it.
I thought there was a fair going on here. Where's all the people?
I'm afraid it's all over at the cake baking contest.
But why are you afraid?
Well, because Ellie Mae has got a cake entered.
That is an excellent reason.
On my way over to see if I could buy it and get it out of the contest before...
Telegram for Mr. Clampett. Telegram for Mr. Clampett.
Must be your telegram now, Miss Jane.
Telegram for Mr. Clampett. Telegram for Mr. Clampett.
That's me. Are you hurt?
No, I always get off my bike that way. It ain't got no brakes.
Miss Jane, I'm gonna tell that riddle to Uncle Jed.
All right, Jethro, but this time, when you get to the finish, remember, the answer is you.
I got it. Hey, Uncle Jed, got a doozy of a riddle for you. It ain't my sister, it ain't my brother, yet it's the child of my father and mother. Who is it?
I give up.
It's you. He didn't laugh either, Miss Jane.
I guess you're just too sophisticated for them, Jethro.
Yeah, reckon so.
That lady there is Violet Hensley from down at Yellville. She makes the finest fiddle in the hills.
Oh, look, she's going to play on one of the instruments she's made.
And her daughter is going to play the fiddlesticks.
All my life, I've heard the expression fiddlesticks. I never knew such a thing really existed.
There you are.
Oh, Mr. Clampett, it's so good of you to show me around and explain the various crafts indigenous to these mountain regions. Oh, I am positively exhilarated.
Oh, well, let's sit down and rest.
No. I'm keyed up, stimulated. These native craftsmen are simply fascinating. And now, for example, this bearded young gentleman here.
That's Pete Engler.
Look at that wooden Indian take form. How in the world does he do it?
Well, that's simple enough. He just takes a log, and then he cuts away everything that don't look like an engine.
And there's the mill.
Yep. That's where the folks brings their corn and such to be ground into meal. Would you like to see the inside?
Oh, I'd love to. That millstone must weigh a ton.
Yes, ma'am, and he's mighty hard to come by, right, Ed?
That's the truth.
Oh, how beautifully ethnic. An authentic mountain cabin.
Well, that depends. If they live in it themselves, it's an authentic mountain cabin. But if they sell it to some city folks, it's an authentic hunting lodge. Well, I'll see you later, Miss Jane. I'm going over to the cake baking contest.
Thank you again for a delightful tour.
My pleasure.
Well, howdy, and welcome back, Miss Hathaway. Been out sightseeing?
Yes, Mr. Kellums, and I am absolutely in love with your quaint little community.
Well, thank you, ma'am, and we're mighty proud to have a fine, big city lady like yourself visit us.
Thank you. And now I am going to don my bird-watching outfit and venture into the neighboring forest. Now, may I have my key, please?
What key's that?
Well, the key to the room I'm occupying.
I'm afraid there ain't no key.
Well, why not?
'Cause there ain't no lock.
Mr. Kellums, am I to understand that some local lock and var would be free to enter my room whenever he wished?
Now that you mention it, yeah, I reckon he would.
Oh, I just love this quaint little community.
Oh, howdy, Miss Jane. You want to have some victuals with me?
Oh, thank you, Granny, but I'm going to change, and then I'm off to the forest in search of my feathered friends.
You know some Indians in these parts?
No, Granny. I'm referring to my winged friends, the birds.
Oh, yeah. Well, the woods around here is full of them, all colors and sizes.
I'm looking forward to a thrilling ornithological adventure.
Shorty, have you ever known a person that used as many big words as her?
Just one. Don Richardson. He come in here the other day and throwed some words at me that'd weigh out better than 5 pounds apiece.
What was they, Shorty?
Well, he's talking about this law case, and he said something or other was incompatible overt offense.
Them is heavy rascals.
Hey, Granny. Sure is good to be eating your victuals again.
Jethro will know what them big words means. He's been plumb through the 6th grade.
What words is that?
Incompatible overt offense.
Ah, that's easy. All you got to do is break them words down to their root meanings. Incompatible, overt, offense.
What does it mean?
Means you come in and pat a bull, and you better get over the fence.
What did I tell you, Shorty?
He's a great one.
Most of them big words come from the Greek.
I didn't know Don Richardson was Greek.
You be fooling me?
Jed, did you get by the cake booth?
Yep.
Did you snatch Ellie's cake out of the contest?
Too late. The bidding had done commenced.
Oh, Jed, Ellie'll never get a husband when word gets around about her cake baking.
Granny, there was nothing I could do.
Well, why didn't you grab an axe and chop it up?
Might have been a dead giveaway, besides ruining a good act.
I'm going to lose my bet with Elverna. Her daughter will get married ahead of Ellie Mae, and she'll get to kick me up Dewey Bald.
Well, now, don't start howling till the moon comes up.
And poor little old Ellie. She'll be old maid.
You'll feel better about Ellie when you see what's coming down them stairs.
Jethro, dear boy, Would you care to reconnoiter the woods with me in search of the elusive purple martin?
No thanks, Miss Jane. I got me some eating to catch up on. And after that, I got me some romancing to catch up on.
Excuse me, Miss Hathaway. You aim to go into the woods like that?
Indeed I do.
You aim to carry a gun?
Never.
Rabbit's foot?
No.
Four-leaf clover?
Mr. Crumbs, the creatures of the forest do not frighten me.
Maybe not, but she's sure going to scare the tar out of them.
I shall wend my way through the forest to the shores of Table Rock Lake, and there I hope to find a family of herons.
Well, give 'em our best.
Is that the Luke heron?
Oh, no. The heron I'm looking for stands in the water on his long, skinny legs and gobbles up crawdads and frogs in his enormous mouth.
Well, if that ain't Luke Heron, it's his twin brother.
Thanks for the ham, Granny. See y'all later. So long.
Oh, wait a minute, Jethro. I need your help, honey boy.
What's the matter, Granny?
Well, I made a bet with Elverna Bradshaw. And if her daughter Big Mouth gets married ahead of Ellie, Elverna's going to get to kick me clear to the top of Dewey Bald.
Why, that's right on the main road where everybody can see it.
That's right. And Elverna will make sure that everybody knows. There'll be hundreds of people there watching, maybe thousands.
What? Just like a sideshow. A circus, a regular carnival.
Oh, bless you, Jethro. You're a sweet, sensitive, darling boy. I know you love your old granny, and you're going to do something about it, ain't you?
You bet I am. I'm going right over and talk to Paul Davis.
Candy maker? He's married already.
I know that. I'm going to ask him if I can have the popcorn concession.
Why, you buzzard-hearted boob!
Guess what, Granny? My cake fetched the highest price of all.
What?
Yeah, Egg Bozeman paid $40 for it.
Did I hear right? Somebody bought Ellie's cake?
Egg Bozeman.
Wants me to bake him another one, just like it.
I can't believe it. If anybody knows good cake, it's Egg Bozeman.
Been a miller all his life.
It was the frosting that fooled him. Ellie did have it decorated awful pretty.
Well, let's quick go buy it back from him before he tries to cut into it.
Good idea. Let's go.
How about it, Egg?
Nothing doing.
I'll give you twice what you paid for it.
Sorry, but it ain't for sale.
Oh, please, Egg, where is Ellie's cake?
Right over there.
You're using it for a millstone?
The best I've ever had. Turn it on, Herb.
Look at that rascal chew up corn.
But, Jed, this ain't getting Ellie married.
Maybe not, but we could always open up a mill.
Too long to fetch Ellie Mae back to the hills to get a husband. All the good boys is took.
Granny, there's still some fish left in the creek.
Name me one. Pete and Jack Hershen is married. Ted Miller is married. Bill Thuston and Jack Williams. Les Vining, Buck Tucker. We've missed the boat.
Granny, Mr. Clampett.
Miss Jane is running like the devil himself is after.
I was worried about her going in the woods dressed like that. Like as not, somebody mistook her for a revenuer.
Oh, everybody knows there ain't no girl revenuers.
Yeah, but not everybody knows she's a girl.
What's the matter, Miss Hathaway?
I think I found a man for Ellie Mae.
Whereabouts?
In the forest, he was chopping a tree.
Maybe a bear chased her.
Or a mountain lion.
In the woods. I saw him just right for Ellie. An Adonis, a Hercules, and Apollo.
Oh, please, Miss Jane, she's got enough critters now.
You don't understand. He was cutting down a tree near the lake.
You don't need another beaver.
I am talking about a man.
That that she needs.
What a man! A veritable Greek god!
Greek? You mean Don Richardson?
No, his name is Matthew Templeton. Oh, I tell you, he could have stepped from the pages of A Shepherd of the Hills. Young Matt, reincarnated, a blonde giant.
Where is he? Where is he?
He's on his way. I invited him to meet Ellie and the rest of you.
Did you tell him that Ellie was looking for a husband?
I put it a bit more subtly. I told him I knew of a divinely beautiful young lady who had come back to the hills to find the right young man and get married.
And that didn't scare him off?
Okay, prayer. He seemed most interested. He agreed to come to town as soon as... There he is.
Is that him with the axe across his shoulder?
Yes.
That dog is Miss Jane. He's everything you said he was.
Let's run downstairs and grab him. I mean, meet him.
Hello? Anybody around?
Yeah,
Where?
right here.
Oh, howdy. I'm looking for someone I met in the woods.
Mr. Templeton, so good of you to come. Granny, Mr. Clampett, allow me to present Mr. Matthew Templeton.
Howdy do, Mr. Templeton.
Howdy, ma'am.
Pleased to make your acquaintance, young fella.
My pleasure, sir.
This here is Shorty Kellums. He runs the hotel.
Mr. Kellums?
Howdy. I don't recollect seeing you around Silver Dollar City before.
No, this is my first visit to town.
Spend most of the time in the woods, do you?
Yes, ma'am. Just about every day but Sunday.
I reckon you don't see many pretty girls in the woods.
No, indeed.
Speaking of pretty girls, here comes Ellie Mae.
Hey, look! I didn't finish baking my second cake.
Look, Ellie, let's get this back in the kitchen.
With her?
I don't think it's quite ready yet.
But Mr. Bowden said he didn't want no frosting on this one.
We'll talk about that in the kitchen.
Did she say that big thing she was rolling there was a cake?
A cake of granite. Yeah. She uses it to cook on.
Sounded like she said she was done baking.
Oh, she's done bacon and eggs and pancakes.
On that big slab of granite?
Well, it's the old-fashioned way. It gives things extra flavor.
She's a good cook, huh?
There ain't nobody can touch that girl's food.
Ellie, I'd like you to meet Mr. Matthew Templeton. This here's my daughter, Ellie Mae.
Well, howdy there. Real pleased to meet you.
Pleasure's mine, Miss Clampett.
Is she everything I said?
Why, she's even more beautiful than you described her.
Well, I reckon you two would like to talk and get acquainted.
I think that's a very good idea.
Well, you can sit on the porch upstairs.
If it's all right with Miss Clampett, I'd kind of like to stroll around and see the sights. See, I've never been here before.
Well, I'd be right pleased to show you around.
Well, thank you. I'd enjoy that.
I wouldn't go inside the mill, Ellie.
Why not, Paul?
Well, you wouldn't like to get meal dust over your pretty dress.
Yes, sir.
Oh, well, now you two just take your time and have a nice visit. Will you join us for victuals when you get back?
Well, thank you. I'm afraid I'm not dressed much like company.
Oh, he looks just fine, don't he, Ellie?
Yes, ma'am. He sure does.
Bless you.
Let's start over there.
Fine with me.
Oh, Miss Jane, we'll be beholden to you forever and ever. You found the perfect husband for Ellie Mae.
I certainly hope so.
Oh, he's wonderful. Big, strong, handsome, hard-working hill man.
But apparently quite cerebral.
Oh, well, you can't have everything.
You know something? Anybody that helps one of these rascals 6 days a week is all man.
I'll bet he could even whoop Jethro.
More important, he might be able to whoop Ellie.
Well, I'm off to the forest again. I'm hoping to find myself a yellow-tufted, broad-backed, wood-dwelling pippin.
I don't believe I've ever seen one of them pippins.
One just walked out with Ellie.
sure and join us next week when Granny nails that big, handsome wood chopper right to the tree.
What a remarkable girl. Fella that gets her is going to be a mighty lucky man.
Speaking of that, Mr. Templeton.
Please, call me Matthew.
Speaking of that, Matthew, I'm going to cut right through the rind and get to the melon. Would you be interested in marrying Ellie Mae?
Indeed, I would.
Boy, does Granny lord it over Alverna Bradshaw.
He's the man that's going to marry Ellie Mae.
Is that true? Yes, ma'am.
A day or so before your daughter's wedding.
Is that true? Sooner the better.
What's the matter, Alverna? You look a mite green. Did you swallow something that don't agree with you?
Sure hope to see you next week.
Next door and wish Miss Drysdale's nephew good luck. This is his first day as a civilian.
That's a spirit. Ellie knows we's beholden to the boy.
Who's beholden?
We's all beholden. The boy has been in the Air Force fighting.
Fighting where?
Fighting everywhere.
Fighting who?
Fighting anybody.
I told you her meanness was in him.
Granny, the boy has been in the service. It's his duty to fight our enemies.
Well, then let him start with his aunt. She's the biggest one we got.
Hey, look what I'm going to give that Air Force lieutenant for good luck. My buckeye, a rabbit's foot, and my dried frog. 50 cents a week allowance. I can't afford nothing else.
Well, it ain't the gift, it's the thought. I'm going to give him my lucky jackknife that I was toting the day I struck oil back in the hills.
He'll like that, Paul.
Well, it's the boy's first day working at Mr. Drysdale's bank. We all want to wish him well.
I'm going to give him a kiss, and Bessie's going to give him this here banana.
I'll change and go with you.
That's the spirit, Granny.
I want you to know that you've made me feel mean and small and selfish. And I don't think I'll ever forgive you for it.
Melvin, darling, I have a surprise for you.
Huh?
This morning, I'm going to prepare and serve breakfast myself.
Hey, you haven't done that since we were first married. I'm thrilled.
The thrill is mine to sit across the breakfast table from a handsome, dynamic young banker.
Well, handsome, dynamic, yes, but I wouldn't exactly say young.
Oh, Melvin, darling. Lance is barely 30.
So you're talking about...
My nephew, of course. Now that he's vice president of your bank, you can look forward to some real success.
Margaret, for your information, my bank is already one of the most successful in Beverly Hills.
Isn't that marvelous? And he's only been here one day.
Phenomenal. Could I have some coffee?
What a red-letter day for your bank. Getting Lance Bradford, the Air Force hero.
Well, it's not exactly a rotten break for him either. After all, I'm making him vice president.
Yes. Well, as long as promotion can be swift.
Margaret, he's been in the Air Force for 10 years, and he's a second lieutenant.
That's what I mean, dear. Right to the top.
Could I have some coffee?
Milburn, I hear Lance coming. On your feet. Quickly.
What?
Rise. Stand at attention. A salute, dear.
At ease.
May I please have some coffee? What's with the robe and pajamas?
I just got out of bed.
He just got out of bed, dear.
Do you sleep in that cap?
Why, is it wrinkled?
You are due at the bank at 9 o'clock.
That's 0900 hours.
That's $900, dear.
I thought you were going to fix breakfast.
Oh, yes. Right away.
Aunt Margaret, these lovely, delicate hands weren't meant for kitchen work.
Milburn, why can't you be gallant and chivalrous like Lance?
Now, can I have some coffee?
Of course, dear. You are such a good influence on Milburn.
Aren't you going to get dressed and go to the office?
Don't rush me. It's a difficult transition from USAF to Combank.
From what to what?
Military parlance. USAF is United States Air Force. Combank is Commerce Bank. I'm Vipcom Bank, your Sitcom Bank.
Well, look who's here. Good morning. Morning.
We come to wish Lance good luck.
Bessie's got a present for you, Lance.
Thank you. I love bananas.
I got something for you, too, Lance.
What's that?
Oh, that's a buckeye, a rabbit's foot, and a dried frog.
You eat it. I'm having eggs.
Oh, they ain't to eat. They's for good luck.
Oh.
And this year's for good luck, too.
How about a little good luck on this side?
And for my part, Lance, I want you to have my lucky jackknife. I was toting it the day I struck oil.
Beautiful.
Beautiful gesture from a beautiful man. When you got problems, trouble is weighing you down, ain't nothing will do you more good than setting whittling on a piece of pine. And I fetched you one of them, too.
Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful.
I got 2 presents for you, Lance.
Well, that's nice of you, Granny.
Dr. Granny.
Oh, yes, that's right.
My first present is a jar of my homemade pickled owl gizzards. And my second present is free medical treatment.
Thanks. They go together nicely.
Well, we'll mosey along now and let you all have your breakfast.
Well, it certainly has been wonderful.
Ah! What are these horrible creatures doing in my breakfast room?
What did you call us?
Oh, no, Granny, she was referring to Lance and me. Come on, horrible creature. Let's eat in the kitchen where we belong.
You know very well to whom I was referring. This little witch and her brood.
Oh, no, Margaret.
You see, Jed, I told you she'd mean-mouth me. She don't like me.
Oh, Granny.
That is an understatement. You've always been a thorn in my side.
I can change that to a fist in your mouth.
Now, simmer down, Granny. Let's go, everybody.
Oh, please, Jed, let me throw an uppercut to one of her chins.
Get out of my house.
I gotta let her have one good one.
Now, Granny, we come here in a spirit of peace and friendship to wish good luck to Lance here. And we's leaving with a hymn of happiness. I got a joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Down in my heart. Down in my heart. I got a joy, 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 joy. Down in my heart. You stay.
Now, I got a joy, 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 joy. Down in my
Just what do you think you're doing?
Well, I had instructions to remove your name from the door. I thought you knew about it.
Whoever issued those instructions is through.
It was your wife.
She's through.
Your wife is through?
That's right. She's through with these instructions. Has she issued any others?
Yes, she wants her nephew's name on this door.
I assigned him an office down the hall.
Well, it seems she wants him to be close to you.
Oh, well, that's understandable. He's new, he's learning the business, but we can't share the same office.
I don't think she expects you to. She instructed me to put your name on this door.
That is the washroom. This time my wife has gone too far. I agreed to give a hero nephew a job, but this is ridiculous.
By the way, where is the fearless falcon of the skies?
I told him to stop and pick up some civilian clothes. I don't want him running around the office in his Air Force uniform.
Yes, Miss Thompson.
Sorry to intrude, but Mr. Lance Bradford is on his way up. And before he gets here, I wonder if I might ask a bit of a favor.
What is it?
Might I be his secretary? He's such a dashing chap, even in his civvies.
Miss Thompson, Mr. Bradford's secretary will be chosen on merit. You will have an equal chance with the other girls.
That's right. Now back to your desk.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Hello, Handsome.
Tally-ho. How about that? She recognized me, even as an ordinary civilian.
Some civilian. You look like Baron von Richthofen.
Thanks. Will my new convertible be all right parked down there in front? I won't be here long.
Look, Ace, I hate to mention business, but your job is getting new accounts for this bank.
I opened 2 new accounts on my way here.
Really?
Yes, I charged this outfit and the new convertible to the bank.
Charge accounts I don't need. Your Aunt Margaret brings in plenty of those. And speaking of her, she said you had connections in high places. You might bring in some of that Pentagon loot.
Don't get uptight, Skipper. As we say in the Air Force, any landing you walk away from is a good one.
What does that have to do with anything?
You're really earthbound, aren't you? Miss Hathaway, I'm ready to start interviewing secretaries.
Yes, Mr. Bradford.
Just call me Vipcom Bank. Vice President, Commerce Bank. He's Commander-in-Chief. I'm Vip, he's sick.
I'm getting sicker by the minute. Now, look, Flyboy, you and I have to have a serious talk.
Check with me about 1,400 hours. I'll try and squeeze you in.
Lance, why isn't your name on the door?
Typical civilian inefficiency. If he were in the Air Force, he'd be on the carpet.
You hear that, Milburn? If you were in the Air Force, you'd be on the carpet.
Yeah, I may join.
Lance, your new convertible is simply beautiful. Could you take me for a drive?
I'd love to, Aunt Margaret, but I've got to interview some secretaries.
Slave driver.
What?
Can't you let up on the boy even for a few moments? Must it be work, work, work all day?
Well, I'll try to go easier on him.
How do you do, Mrs. Drysdale? Miss Hathaway? The secretaries are here to be interviewed.
Have them come in.
Girls!
The duty calls, Aunt Margaret.
You poor, overworked darling. Do try to lighten his burden, Milburn. Have a little pity on the boy.
My heart goes out to him.
You'll weather the storm, Lance, dear. You're from good stock.
Thank you, Auntie.
You will pick a girl with proper breeding.
Naturally.
Come along, tyrant.
Where are we going?
I want to discuss a raise and better working conditions for Lance.
All right, girls, attention. As I point to you, take 1 pace forward and state your name and qualifications. The choice will be made on individual merit.
Janet Butterfield, 280, 100.
That means she has been here 2 years, can type 80 words per minute, and take dictation at the rate of 100.
Susan Graham, 285, and 110. Helen Thompson, 390, 115. Patricia Switzer, 38, 23, 36. And that means just what you think it does.
You're hired.
Granny, where are you going? I'm taking some victuals over to Miss Drysdale.
Victuals? Where are they?
Right in here. Rock, salt, and bacon rind. I'm gonna give her both barrels.
Well, how come?
That miserable woman just called up and said stay away from her nephew. Said if any of us dared step foot on her property, she'd sick the dog on us.
Well, Granny, that ain't hardly reason enough to rock salt her.
Then she called me a scrawny little runt and hung up. Do I look like a scrawny little runt?
Of course not.
I've had her name calling and reviling for 8 years, and I'm finally fed up.
Pa ain't gonna like it.
What your pa don't know won't hurt him.
Where are you going, Granny?
What'd you say, Jed?
Where are you going?
Hunting.
What?
Yeah. There's a varmint in the neighborhood.
What kind of varmint?
Mean, Jed, mean. Ugly, too. Vicious thing.
Sound like a coyote.
She looks like one, too.
She?
It's a female.
You aim to shoot her in a good dress?
I don't care what she's wearing.
Oh, so that's it. You're after Miss Drysdale.
Oh, 8 years of name calling. I can't take it no longer.
Sit down.
Oh, please, Jed. Just let me give her 1 barrel.
Nope.
No. I'll give her a 50-foot running start.
Nope.
100-foot. And you can hold my glasses.
Well, now, holding your glasses is a real good idea.
Hand me that gun, Jed. I can still salt her britches.
Nope.
I can't miss a target that big.
Now, you go in the house and stay there till you cool off.
Oh, Jed.
And ask the good Lord to forgive you for your mean thoughts. Ask him to fill your heart full of love and kindness. Ask him to make you a good neighbor.
I wish he'd make me a good neighbor to take the place of the one I got now.
You do as I tell you.
Hi, Uncle Jed. Hey, give me a hand with this big mirror, will you?
What do you aim to do with it?
I aim to take a good look at myself as quick as I put on my uniform.
What uniform is that?
Air Force.
Oh, you joined the Air Force, did you?
I'm fixing to. I seen the way them girls down at the bank made over that Lieutenant Lance Bradford.
Yeah, something about a uniform catches the lady's eye.
Wait till they see this rascal.
Doggy, that is a fancy one.
I reckon so. It's a uniform of a 4-star general.
Oh, you're starting out as a general, are you?
Why not? Didn't cost no more than a lieutenant's uniform, and a general gets a heap more pay. That's where the old 6th grade education really pays off.
Who's that?
Me, Granny.
Jed, can I have my glasses and my shotgun back?
You could have had your glasses if you hadn't asked for the shotgun.
What you mean?
I'm afraid you still got in for Miss Drysdale.
Well, I asked the Lord to fill my heart with love for the woman, like you said.
Did he do it?
Jed, is it my fault that he don't like her neither?
You just keep asking him to fill you with the sweet spirit of charity and kindness.
Oh, Jed, please, can I have my glasses back?
Not yet.
I'll get to that woman if I have to crawl every foot of the way. I'll learn her to call me a scrawny little runt. Oh, it's a poor old beggar woman. You look half starved. The Lord must have sent you to make me mend my ways. You wait here. I'll fetch you some victuals. It'll take a minute. My son-in-law's got my glasses. I'll hurry.
Who are you talking to, Granny?
A poor old beggar woman. I gotta fetch her something to eat. Poor, scrawny little runt.
There's a bowl of fruit right here.
Good. Fetch me a banana. They soft. She's so old, she might not have any teeth. Here's a banana for you, dear. Oh, I see you already got one. Well, I'll eat this one myself. If you get hungry, you come on back.
Hi, Granny. How do I look?
You look fine. Where are you?
Hey, I'm right here. Hey, where's your glasses?
I don't need glasses.
How do you like my uniform? I'm a 4-star general now.
General?
Yeah, and my pay sure is going to beat that 50 cents a week allowance Uncle Jed gives me.
Good.
This uniform is a real girl grabber. Got a lot of fruit salad on my chest.
You always was a messy eater.
Dog. Ain't I something? Wait till the girls at the bank see me now.
Say, that looks like an Air Force general. Wait here. Jethro.
Oh, hi, Lance.
What are you doing in this outfit?
Ain't it a pity? Air Force general having to drive around in no wreck like this?
You know what you can get for wearing a general's uniform?
No, not exactly. But I bet it's plenty.
Listen, buddy, they could send you to the stockade.
I don't care where they send me, just so long as there's plenty of girls.
Well, that's your problem. Mine's getting new accounts. Listen, I understand your Uncle Jed is worth $90 million.
That's right.
Do you suppose you could get him to put it in Mr. Drysdale's bank?
That's where he keeps it now.
Oh, boy, just my luck. I've got to get someone to open a new account, or that old goat will eat me out.
I don't keep my money in Mr. Drysdale's bank.
You don't? Would you be willing to?
You fix me up with some of them pretty girls, and I'll put in my whole allowance.
You mean it? All of it?
Every penny.
Come with me, Jethro.
General. Introduce me as a big, important general.
Don't worry, I'll give you a real build-up. Girls, I've got a terrific thrill for you. I'd like you to meet the biggest general in the Air Force. The ace of aces, the pride of the Pentagon, General Buzz Bodine himself.
Oh, it's a thrill. Look at all those decorations.
And girls, he's single.
Where is he? I can't find him anyplace.
You mean Lieutenant Bradford?
I mean Lieutenant Goof-Off. Where is he?
He left in his convertible with Helen, Janet, and Susan.
What?
Well, he said it was a consolation for not getting the job as his secretary.
Miss Switzer!
Yes, sir.
What is this stuff?
A hi-fi set, a color television, and a portable bar. The boss ordered it.
I want it out of here, and I want him out of here, and I want his name off that door. Miss Hathaway!
Yes, Chief?
Come out of there. We're no longer sharing the washroom.
Thank goodness. I was beginning to get claustrophobia.
Where's Lance?
That's a good question.
I have some flowers for his desk.
Well, put them in there. His desk has running water.
That's your office.
Not anymore. It now belongs to that phony flyboy nephew of yours.
What do you mean, phony?
You told me that jerk had high connections, that it'd bring in some Pentagon money.
And I have.
Did you say you have?
That's right. I've just come from a meeting with a 4-star Air Force general, and he's agreed to put his entire allowance into the bank.
Holy mackerel. Those Air Force procurement allowances can run into billions. He's not kidding, is he, girls?
No, he's not. We met him. He's the real thing, Doc's a 4-star general.
They call him the pride of the Pentagon.
Ace of aces. He's got decorations all over his chest.
And he's putting his allowance in my bank?
Every penny of it.
Miss Hathaway, open the bar. Champagne for everyone. We're going to drink a toast to our hero, Lance Bradford. Oh, Margaret, I love you. Forgive me for doubting your nephew. He's a marvelous boy.
Oh, there's someone in my office.
Oh, I'll get it. You girls stay with our hero. Dance, drink, be merry. For he's a jolly good fellow.
For he's a jolly good fellow.
For he's a jolly good fellow. General, this is a great... Jethro.
That's right, General Buzz Bodine, pride of the Pentagon. I told Lance I put my entire allowance in your bank, and here she is, the whole 50 cents.
Our hero.
For he's a jolly good fellow. For he's a jolly good fellow. With nobody can deny.
Look, everybody. Melbourne is having a fit of happiness.
Best thing Beverly Hills, puniest greens I ever did see.
What you mumbling about, Granny?
A body can't find no greens in these Beverly Hills. I've been out all morning, and all I got was a scraggly handful of rhubarb leaves. That hole might have had 2 bushels. Collard, mustard.
Well, let's simmer down, Granny. Maybe Jethro and me will bring you back some greens from the country today.
Ooh, you going shooting?
Yep, Mr. Drysdale asked Jethro and me to go out with him and another fella.
Hey, what are you going to shoot? Some more of them skeet?
Oh, no. Today we're going to be shooting game.
Oh, praise be. We can use some fresh meat. Try and get a possum or a squirrel.
Well, according to Mr. Drysdale, we're going to be shooting some game called golf.
Intarnation is a golf.
Well, I don't rightly know, Granny, but they must be thicker than crows in a corn patch around here, because Mr. Drysdale says everybody in Beverly Hills shoots them.
I ain't never seen no strange critters running around. They must live in holes in the ground like a gopher.
Yeah, I reckon maybe you're right. Just the other day, I heard him say he shot 9 holes of golf and got 57.
There must be a mess of them to a hole.
Paul, look at all the stuff Mr. Drysdale sent over for you.
What's that, Melanie?
Well, these here's what you call golf bags.
Doggy. Sure is a heap fancier than a gunny sack for toting game.
You know something, Jed? Them golfs must be about gopher size. If Mr. Drysdale can get 57 of them in one of these.
Golfs ain't nothing like gophers, Granny. Them things can fly.
Fly?
Golfs? Yes, sir, Uncle Jed. Mr. Drysdale said the fellow we're shooting with today, what's his name again, Ellie?
Mr. Durocher. Mr. Leo Durocher.
Yeah. Well, anyway, he got 4 birdies yesterday.
Golfs must be mighty funny-looking critters. Fly like a bird and live in the ground like a gopher.
Well, Mr. Durocher knows how to get them rascals. He shot 32.
He just ain't in it with Mr. Drysdale. He shot 57.
Well, the only thing I know is that them rascals are sure hard to kill. After you shoot them, you gotta club them.
What did you say?
That, Granny. The big boxes are just full of golf clubs.
Look at this, Uncle Jed.
That's a wicked-looking knob on this club. You could brain a bear with that.
You think that one's wicked? Look at this one. That knob is solid iron.
Oh, here's something else Mr. Drysdale sent over to us. He said we're supposed to wear these things when we shoots golfs.
All right, doggies, Jethro, them golfs must be the toughest little critters there is. First you shoot them, then you club them, then you stomp them with spikes.
That ain't all. Miss Jane says to me, she says, when your Pa and Jethro go out to shoot, tell them to watch out for the traps.
Traps, too? Ooh, I can't wait to tangle with one of them golfs. For pure scrappiness, they must make a mountain lion look like a pussycat.
That's the truth, Uncle Jed. When they come right at you, you gotta dodge them and duck them. We got the fella to show us how.
Who's that?
Mr. Durocher. Miss Jane says he's a famous dodger.
Yes, sir. He's so good, he coaches all the other dodgers.
Yeah, doggy. I can't wait to meet Mr. Durocher.
Come on, let's go. Have a little life.
Now, I want to talk to you, kid. Let me ask you something. Why don't you sign with the Dodgers, the happy team, where winning friends is a lot more important than winning ball games?
Yeah, you sure won a lot of friends in San Francisco last season.
Got a great sense of humor, you have. Also a great pitching arm. But what do you say? You ready to sign with us?
Sure.
Great.
As soon as you top the $50,000 bonus offer the Giants made me.
50? Are you still considering the Giants?
Why not?
Why not? You can't pitch in Candlestick Park. That wind will blow you right off the mound.
Don't worry, that $50,000 will hold me down.
You like money, huh?
Love it.
You like golf?
Not as much as money.
Sign with us, and you can have both. You know who I'm playing golf with today?
Who?
Bank president and a millionaire.
So what does that do for me?
What does it do for you? The millionaire, if you sign with us and the millionaire's a Dodger fan, he may set you up in business.
What's his name?
There are so many Dodger fans that are millionaires, I can't keep track of all of them.
I just as soon talk on the golf courses here.
Attaboy.
Sure wish Mr. Drysdale would hurry and pick us up. These clubs is getting awful heavy.
You know something, Jethro? We can tote them clubs in these bags.
But you said them bags was for toting golfs.
Until we get to golf so we can tote the clubs in them.
Golly, Uncle Jed, that's a good idea.
Come on. Funny nobody ever thought of that before.
Paul, Miss Jane just called from the bank. She said Mr. Drysdale couldn't shoot golfs with you today. He's got a big business meeting.
Oh, shucks, I was counting on it.
Me too. Well, I'll tell you what, Jethro, let's load up the truck and we go over there and we shoot some with Mr. Durocher.
Okay, Uncle Jed.
Now, you tell Granny that I don't know when we get back, but we'll bring her some fresh cut greens.
Okay, Paul.
Howdy there. Is this the place where they shoot the golf?
Good. You fellas gardeners?
Oh, Uncle Jed is. He's the best there is.
Well, Jethro's right-handed, too.
You here to take care of the greens?
As a matter of fact, we did promise to cut some greens, yeah.
Park it around in the back and ask for the greenskeeper.
Thank you very kindly.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Jethro, I think you're right about them golfs being birds.
I was?
Yeah, when I come out here, I seen some people take 2 little white eggs out of that hole over yonder.
Well, I hope we get us some.
I think I got this golf shooting figured out, too. I've been watching, and his whole pasture's full of people knocking them little eggs along the ground.
Oh, yeah?
The way I got it figured, when a golf comes out of his hole to get his eggs back, you shoot him.
I think you have got it figured out, Uncle Jay.
Hey, this young fella got himself a whopper, ain't he?
Hey, where'd you get that, little fella?
Mr. DeRocha gave it to me, and he signed it, too.
Is Mr. DeRocha here?
Right over there on that bench. If you ask him, he might give you one, too.
Well, thanks, Sonny. Come on, Jethro.
Great game you arranged, Leo. The bank president canceled, the millionaire didn't show up, and we can't get a caddy.
I talked to the starter. He's going to give us the first 2 that come in.
Look, I got to catch a plane to San Francisco tonight, Leo.
Look, kid, I told you. Forget about San Francisco. The Dodgers are the greatest...
Mr. DeRocha here?
Right here.
Well, Mr. Drysdale can't come, but me and Jethro would like to go along with you, if that's all right.
Oh, it's great. See, I told you we'd get caddies. Now, whose bags are those?
Oh, Mr. Drysdale sent them over.
Look, put them right over there in the rack. Take ours.
Oh, thank you very kindly. That's mighty neighborly of you.
Well, I've seen some seedy-looking caddies in my day. They're really scraping the bottom of the barrel at this club.
Well, let's give them a break. You know, Walshy, I think these fellas could use a few bucks.
All right, I'm game.
Reckon we ought to take our guns, Uncle Jade?
They seem to want us to use their stuff. Reckon we ought to oblige them.
Whomp it, mister! Look, fellas, no talking while he's swinging. Holy cow, what a drive.
All right, just look.
Uncle Jed, you reckon it's all right to talk now?
I reckon so. That other fella ain't swinging.
Whomp it, Mr. DeRocher! You'd make a great umpire.
Well, thank you, sir.
Well, I'd appreciate it very much if you'd be quiet while I'm swinging also.
Oh, yes, sir. Beautiful shot, Leo.
Just luck.
Let's take a card and lose those guys.
Okay, I'm with you.
Master, they're gaining on us.
Boy, if I sink this, I'll birdie the first hole.
A 40-footer? No chance.
No chance. You just watch me, kid. I got the magic touch.
My doggies, we thought we'd lost you.
Yeah, so did we.
You fixing to whomp it again?
Yeah, I'm fixing to whomp it again. Say, you fellas ever caddy before?
No, I don't reckon so.
Have you ever been on a golf course before? No, sir, but we sure is anxious to learn about it.
You want to learn? Come on with me then, fella. Come on.
Say, mister, could you tell me where I might find some greens?
Well, what do you think you're standing on?
Right here?
Yeah.
My doggies, somebody done cut them so close to the ground there ain't nothing left.
Some greens to eat?
Yeah, I promised Granny I'd bring her home something to cook tonight.
Say, old timer up. How long's it been since you had a decent meal?
I'd say about a week. That's when we had the last of the salted down possum belly.
Have you got the idea? Just stand there quietly and hold the pin, right?
Oh, yes, sir.
Saved it for you, Mr. DeRocher. What do you mean you saved it for me?
If I hadn't have stopped it, it'd have fell right in that little hole there.
Oh, give me that ball.
Come on, take it easy, Leo. Look, these poor guys haven't eaten in a week.
Mr. DeRocher, your golf egg is stuck in the top of that tree yonder.
Well, why don't you two fellas just climb up there and get it out of there?
Ain't no call to do that. Jethro can knock it out for you if we can find something for him to throw.
You mean you can knock that little ball out the top of that tree? Well, easy if I could find a rock or something. Never mind a rock. Here, use this. Hey, Uncle Jed, it's another one of them big eggs. Hey, did you hit that golf ball up in that tree?
Hit it? I can't even see it.
I'll knock it down for you, Mr. DeRocher. Okay. Where'd you learn to throw like that?
Hunting squirrels.
Jethro can knock a squirrel out of a tree clean across his pasture.
Can you throw like that in the level? What you mean? Well, could you hit the trunk of that little tree over there?
Whoa. You mean the one with the knot hole in it?
Knot? Yeah, that's the one.
Reckon so. If he can hit that trunk from this distance, he's got the greatest arm since Satchel Paige.
I'll fling it for you, Mr. DeRocher. Okay. I'll put it right in the knot hole.
How long can you throw like that?
Well, after about 8 or 10 hours, my arm kind of stiffens up, so I have to start throwing with my left. I can throw harder with my right, but my left don't get tired so quick.
While you're running, keep right on going to San Francisco.
Hooray, hooray.
Here you are, Granny.
Oh, that's a good girl. Yeah.
Granny, Ellie Mae, wait till you hear the news.
Get my greens?
No, but...
Get some golfs?
No, but...
I got some of their eggs, Granny. Look at
Kind of hard.
here. Shells, yes, but maybe they soft inside.
Too hard to crack. I'll have to boil them.
Now, Granny, you come on over here and listen to the news. You too, Ellie Mae.
Well, what is it, Paul?
This boy here is going to be a baseball thrower.
What's a baseball thrower?
That's a feller that throws a baseball.
What's a baseball?
This here is a baseball. They play a game with these things.
Well, how do you play it, Paul?
Well, far as I can figure, you get one of them golf eggs stuck in the top of a tree, and then you knock it out with this here baseball.
Yeah, and then if you knock it down, you get to throw the baseball through a knot hole.
That sounds like fun. Can I play, too?
Well, now, Ellie, I don't know.
Well, I can throw just as good as Jethro.
Yeah, you can.
She can't either.
Can too.
Now, listen. Now, wait a minute. Let's let Mr. DeRocher decide. He's coming over here in a few minutes with something called a contract for Jethro.
Well, I want one of them contracts, too.
Oh, wait. Let's just sit here and wait for Mr. DeRocher.
I thought you said this Jethro was a poor boy.
They must be the caretakers here. They're so poor, I know they haven't eaten in a week.
And he still threw the ball that good.
And fast. If we feed this boy, we're going to have a gorilla to catch him.
They work for bananas. And I think O'Malley would love it.
No, he wouldn't.
Well, Mr. DeRocher.
Mr. Clampett, I want you to meet our general manager, Mr. Bavasi.
Well, howdy. Come in.
In baseball, a pitcher is a fella that throws that there ball.
Well, what do you throw it at, Jethro?
You throw it at a plate.
Bust the plate?
No, Ellie. This kind of plate is made out of wood or something, and it sets in the ground.
Well, you wouldn't get me to eat off of it.
You don't eat off of it, Granny. A feller stands beside it holding a bat.
Bat? Sounds like a game you play in a cave.
How do you hold the bat?
There's only one way, Ellie. You have to catch that varmint by the end of his wings and spread eagle him so he can't bite you.
No, Granny.
Have you ever been bat bit?
I am, but...
Now, don't tell me about bat biting, boy. I was bat bit before you was born.
These bats don't bite, Granny. They's made out of wood.
Wood bats?
Yes, ma'am. And you don't play baseball in a cave, neither. You play it on a diamond.
A diamond?
Yes, ma'am.
Who told you all this, boy?
Mr. DeRocher.
And you swallowed it.
Well, Granny, he's a coach.
He might be a coach, but if you ask me, he's got a few horses missing.
Going out to the cement pond, everybody. Mr. DeRocher's there. He's got a fella with him named Bavasi.
Who's he, Paul?
Well, he's the general manager of them Dodgers. Mr. DeRocher calls him Buzzy.
Well, if you ask me, Mr. DeRocher is the one that's buzzy.
Are you coming, Granny?
No. I'm going to stay here and do something sensible. I'm gonna boil these golf eggs.
To say this entire estate belongs to you?
Sure does. It's bigger than Dodger Stadium.
Jethro, show Mr. Bavasi how you can throw a baseball.
Oh, just a minute, Leo. These people are pretty prosperous. Let's find out how much money he's going to want.
Money? Shucks no, Mr. Bavasi. I don't want no money. I just throw for the fun of it.
Oh, Mally will love you.
Look, Jethro, get back over there about 60 feet. You know, right this side of that wall there, and throw the ball.
Well, there ain't no knotholes around here.
Just pretend that this is a knothole right here, and throw it right in this pocket.
Okay, Mr. DeRocher.
You're gonna hurt your hand, Mr. DeRocher?
Not with this mitt on. Watch this, Buzzy. Okay, Jethro. Right in the old knothole. Let's show him the kind of stuff you got.
Looks like he carries his own rosin bag.
Ready, Mr. DeRocher?
Mr. Rocher.
Mr. Rocher, look.
You all right?
I'm sorry, Mr. Bavasi. I held back, but I reckon not enough.
Forget it, Jethro. Coaches we got. Pitches we need. What's all that grease on your hand?
Oh, that there's possum fat. I can't throw straight at all unless I put that on my hands first.
You're kidding.
No, sir. I've been throwing rocks like that since I was this high. Now I can't throw nothing that ain't smeared with possum fat.
Did I hear that right?
You sure did. He can't throw anything that isn't smeared with possum fat.
Look, Buzzy, maybe we can get the commissioner to legalize the possum ball. So long.
Well, where are you going, Mr. DeRocher?
To drown myself.
Oh, Larry will love you.
I never seen a feller so fond of water as that Mr. DeRocher.
Yes, sir, Mr. O'Malley. I'll catch the 5:30 plane to San Francisco. No, don't worry. I won't let that Weston kid sign with the Giants. Bring him back or what? Off the Golden Gate Bridge? But I just got out of the water. Yes, sir. Goodbye.
Gee.
Here you are, Mr. DeRocher.
Well, thanks.
This soup will warm you up.
Here, have a piece of Granny's cornbread and put hair on your chest.
Yeah. Will it put anything up here?
Hey, it's kind of sparse, ain't it?
Sparse. I've seen more hair grow on a hog's liver.
Hey, this is pretty good. Chicken, isn't it?
You didn't miss it much. Chicken hog. Would you like a golf egg?
A what?
A boiled golf egg. Boiling them made them kind of rubbery. And that yolk is black as coal. Maybe put a lot of salt on it. That'll fix them up better.
Oh, thanks. I'm not hungry. You suppose my clothes are dry yet?
Well, they ought to be. Jethro and Ellie Mae is running around the block trailing them in the breeze.
Here you are, Mr. DeRocher.
Bone dry.
Well, thanks a million. Say, Jethro, are you sure that you can't throw without possum fat?
Oh, yes, sir. I'm positive.
I can throw as good as Jethro without possum fat.
She sure can.
Ellie Mae can outthrow anybody.
Oh, yes, sir. She's got plenty of stuff.
Yeah. We could never hide it under a Dodger uniform.
You come on outside and I'll show you.
Well, I got an hour before my play. Don't mind if I do play a little catch. All right, Ellie, aim for the glove.
Here we go again. That man spends more time in the water than a bullfrog. Don't say nothing about it on the front page, but it says that Shorty Kellums has sold the Silver Dollar City Hotel.
No,
Yep. For an undisclosed sum.
but nothing about Alverna's daughters getting married.
Don't see it yet.
Oh, Granny, guess who's here? Mr. Kellums.
Shorty?
Yes, sir. Just drove through the front gate. Recognized his car.
You mean he drove all the way to California?
Well, you can't blame him for that, Granny. Shorty's got one of the finest automobiles in the hills.
Howdy, Mr. Kellums. Howdy, Jethro. I've been in here so long we can't hardly get out. How are you, Jethro?
Oh, Pa, pretty good how you? We didn't know you was coming out here.
I didn't know it myself. You see, I sold out back home, and I just decided to cut loose and have myself a fling.
Hey, we're good for you.
I said to myself, I said, Shorty, I says, where's the most exciting place in the whole country? Quick as a flash, the answer come to me. Hot Springs, Arkansas. So I jumped in the car and took off.
But this is Beverly Hills, California.
I made a wrong turn at Blue Eye.
Ellie, honey, we got company. Go put on a pretty dress.
Yes, sir, Pop.
Shorty Kellums.
Granny, how are you?
Shorty, you rascal. Why didn't you let us know you was coming?
I didn't.
He didn't know he was going to come out here, Uncle Jed.
That's right.
He started to go to Hot Springs, Arkansas.
That's right. And
He made the wrong turn at Blue Eye.
That's right.
And the first thing you knew, he was halfway here.
That's right. So
He just decided to come out here and see us.
Jethro, why don't you let Mr. Kellums tell the story?
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Kellums. Go ahead.
I think we pretty well covered it, Jethro.
Well, come on in, Shorty. Jethro and me'll fetch your stuff.
Now, wait. Hold on. I ain't aiming to move in on you. I'm going to stay at one of them hotels.
You ain't gonna do no such thing. Now, you fetch in his bags and I'll get victuals started.
But, Granny,
Now, don't argue. We won't have it no other way.
Kid, I'll have to unlock that. I got my fortune in there.
Fortune, huh?
Yeah, well, you know, I sold out lock, stock, and barrel back home. My hotel, my silver mine, my house, and land, and everything except my car. As the fella says, I got all my money tied up in cash.
Must be considerable.
Kid, I can live like a king for the rest of my life on what's in that bag. $1,380.
You boys enjoy your coffee. I'm going to the root cellar and get a jar of my special homemade pickled pawpaws.
Pawpaws.
Shorty, I think it's safe for you to unchain yourself from your money now.
I reckon it would make it easier to sauce my coffee. You know, Jed, I'm glad I wound up out here. All my life I want to see Hollywood.
It's a right interesting place.
You've been out here going on to 8 years now.
That's right.
You must know your way around pretty good.
I reckon.
How about taking me with you tonight?
Where to?
The party.
What party?
The wild party.
What wild party?
The wild Hollywood party.
All right, I'll take you.
I'll take it.
Where's it gonna be?
Don't you know?
I ain't never been to one.
You never been to a wild Hollywood party where the movie stars cuts loose and dances on the table and jumps in the swimming pool with their clothes on and sprawls around on pillars while Theda Barry drops grapes in your mouth?
Nope.
You joshing me.
No, I ain't.
Kid, you forgetting we was boys together. We run a pretty fast crowd and you was the fastest.
Me?
You was the wildest girl chasing this rascal in the whole county.
I was not.
Somebody in our crowd was.
How about you?
That's who it was.
Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you, Shorty, but I just ain't much of a party-going fella.
Well, Mr. Kellums, put your suitcase upstairs in the bedroom, right next to Uncle Jed's.
Well, thank you, Jethro.
Oh, here's one I forgot.
Hold on, Jethro, you're towing Shorty.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Kellums. How come you got this here suitcase fastened to your chair?
Well, I savings in there, a fortune.
Oh. Well, here.
Shorty, how about I take that upstairs and put it in your room?
Good idea, Jed. I've got enough cash on me the last week, too.
You'll be safe there.
Mr. Kellums? What do you aim to do with all that money?
Aim to kick up my heels. Have a high old time. Burn the cattle at both ends. Live a little.
You're a man after my own heart. That's what money's for. To have fun.
Jethro, I bet you know your way around this town, don't you?
Do I? You's talking to a genuine Hollywood playboy.
Say, Jethro, Would you take me to a wild Hollywood party?
Heck yeah. When you want to go?
Sooner the better.
What about right now?
Let's go.
Come on. Oh, Manny, don't hold supper for us. We's going out. We might not get home till late.
We might not get home to breakfast.
We might not get home at all.
Let's go.
Where are you going?
We's going to a wild Hollywood party.
Where's it gonna be?
Oh, just a second. Oh, where's it going to be?
You don't know?
Heck no. This is the first one I've ever been invited to.
Never mind. Forget it.
Well, don't you want to go?
No, I think I'll settle for pickled pawpaws. I'm all partied out.
Excuse me, Chief. There's a new employee from the accounting department who would like to meet you.
I've got no time to see accountants. Where's that financial statement on Jed Clampett I asked for?
Miss Switzer has it.
Who?
I'm Miss Switzer.
You're the new accountant? Welcome aboard. We run a taut ship here. Now, you'll find me a stern skipper, but a fair one. I am loyal to my crew as long as they're efficient, dedicated, and disciplined. Here in the Commerce Bank, we are all business. Now, just keep that in mind, Miss Sweater. Switzer. Now, where's that financial statement?
It's in your hand, Chief.
Oh, yes. This is very good.
Thank you.
It's excellent. You may go.
Yes, sir.
Not you, her.
Right, Chief. Oh, by the way, your wife is due in from Boston today.
You may go. Wait, have you seen this financial statement? Jed Clampett's fortune is now in excess of $90 million.
That should make you very happy.
Happy? I'm delirious. Drive me up there so I can tell him the good news.
Right, Chief?
You know, I ought to take Mr. Clampett a gift by way of celebration. We'll stop and pick up a box of cigars.
Very well.
No, wait a minute. I think a gold watch would be more appropriate. You know, engraved with his name and the date.
Well, that would be very, very nice.
Better yet, something the whole family can enjoy. See, how about one of those big color television consoles with stereo and everything?
Well, that sounds wonderful.
No, here's another idea. I've always worried about them driving that old truck. Suppose I buy them a brand new air-conditioned limousine.
What a magnificent gesture.
Yeah. Well, I finally hit on the perfect gift. We'll stop and pick up a box of cigars.
Thanks for the ride, Shorty.
Sure, thank you, Mr. Callan.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
What do you think of Beverly Hills, Shorty?
Ain't a bad little town at all. Some of them hotels we seen's real whoppers.
Even bigger than the Silver Dollar City Hotel, huh?
Maybe in Silver Dollar City. Danny! Was that door unlocked all the time we was gone?
Sure, Shorty.
My money! My fortune! My life savings! Every penny I got in the world!
What's the matter with Shorty?
He's afraid somebody took his money whilst we was gone.
I feel a lot better if he put that money in a safe place like Mr. Drysdale's bank.
Or better yet, my root cellar.
You think that's safer than the bank vault?
Jed, I've got goat cheese that's been in that cellar for 8 years. Nobody ain't ever touched it.
Nobody can get close to it.
The bag's here. Now I gotta check and see if my money's been took.
What's going on?
Shorty's fixing to count his money.
Jethro, you get a shotgun and stand guard at your front door. Ellie Mae, you take the back doors. Jed, you cover the windows. Randy?
I think you'll be safe. Go ahead.
Okay, I'll chance it.
Danger, explosives.
Don't be nervous. Get the trick to scare off bandits and such.
Beware rattlesnakes.
Just another trick. Yep, it's there. This is the money I got from a hotel. Mary Herschel bought that. And this is the money I got from a silver mine. Sold out to a syndicate from Reed Springs. Fred Syndicate.
Don't believe I know Fred.
Make a fortune out of that silver mine. Plans to hide a still in there and sell moonshine.
Shorty, did you ever take any silver out of that mine?
Just once. Found a spoon somebody dropped. This here's the money I got from a house and land.
Looks like you got yourself a dandy nest egg.
You ain't seen the big money yet. Papa gave me this, 19 and 29, just before the big crash, and said, son, hide that away. So it's been hid in the silver mine ever since.
He must have known the crash was coming.
He did.
That man always did have his ear to the ground.
Yep, had dirty ears, but he never went broke. You young'uns ain't never seen money this size.
Look at the difference.
That's when a dollar was a dollar.
How many of them big bills you got, Mr. Kellum?
200.
I'll see who's at the door.
Don't open it till I get my money hid. Okay, let him in.
Come on, Shorty. We'll put it in my root cellar.
Will it be safe?
Sure.
Just put it next to the goat cheese.
Hello, May. Where's Mr. Wonderful?
Who?
Oh, never mind. I see him. There he is.
Howdy, Miss Jane.
My favorite all-time human being. Allow me to present you with this box of cigars.
Oh, thank you. What's the occasion?
Wait till you hear. Now listen to this. Mr. Clampett, at this moment, you have now got $90 million.
Oh, howdy, Mr. Drysdale.
Jethro?
Hey, Jethro, guess what I got?
What?
A box of cigars.
How about that?
You've also got $90 million.
Oh, yeah, that too.
I don't think your Uncle Jed realizes how much $90 million is.
Oh, I'll cipher it for you, Uncle Jet. 90 million. That's a 9 and a naught, comma, naught, comma, naught, dot, naught.
Boy, really ciphers, don't he?
He's a whiz.
Uncle Jet, now that you got all these millions, how about raising my allowance a little? It's awful hard for a Hollywood playboy to get by on 50 cents a week.
Granny'd like to see you in the kitchen.
Fine, Shorty. Oh, Mr. Drysdale, you remember Shorty Kellums who run the Silver Dollar City Hotel?
Sure, how are you? Mr. Clampett, I would like to discuss some investments.
Well, maybe later. Right now, I'd appreciate it if you talk to Shorty about him putting some money in your bank.
Tell you the truth, Mr. Drysdale, I don't trust banks.
Good. See you later.
My papa hadn't took his money out of the bank before the crash of 29, I wouldn't have this big money I got.
Swell.
When Mr. Kellum says big money, he means really big money.
You mean the kind of money your Uncle Jed has?
Shucks, no. Mr. Kellum's money makes Uncle Jed's look like nothing.
Mr. Kellums, where did you get this big money?
Took it out of my silver mine.
You own a silver mine?
I did. Sold out to a syndicate.
After you took out a fortune?
You betcha.
Millions?
Couple of hundred.
Mr. Kellums, how would you like to take a personally conducted tour of the finest, most modern, safest bank in Beverly Hills?
Hmm? To tell you the truth, Mr. Drysdale, I wouldn't walk across the street to see it.
Put me down! Quick, Miss Hathaway, to the bank!
Chief, what's going on here?
I have found a new Mr. Wonderful!
Granny needs you out in the kitchen.
Oh, yes, sir, Paul.
What's going on here?
This crazy feller snatched me up in his arms, carried me out here, and won't put me down.
I just want to take him to see my bank.
You don't aim to tour them all away, do you?
Oh, no, Miss Hathaway will drive us. I'll sit in the back seat and hold him on my lap.
Put me down!
Not till we get to the bank. Open the door, Miss Hathaway.
Chief, put Mr. Kellums down.
Oh, it's all right. He's not heavy.
Jed, make him put me down. I don't want to see his bank.
You love it, Mr. Kellum. It's beautiful, just like your money. Open the car door, Miss Hathaway.
Jed, make him turn me loose. He's got a death grip on me.
Turn him loose, Mr. Drysdale.
Of course, Mr. Clampett. Oh, now, do you promise not to talk to any other banker?
I do.
Do you promise to trust your money to no one else?
I do.
In sickness and in health, for richer or poorer, till death do us part?
Chief, you are not marrying him.
Maybe not, but those vows are still binding. You're all witnesses.
Turn him loose, Mr. Drysdale.
Jed, let's get in the house. That rascal's got a board loose in his attic.
Entirely my fault, Shorty. I asked him to take care of your money, and that word all seemed to set him off.
Your behavior was outrageous. The way you carried on over that little hotel clerk.
That little hotel clerk happens to be the Silver King of Silver Dollar City. He is worth $200 million.
$200 million?
And that's just what he took out of the silver mine.
I don't believe it.
I can believe it. I just can't get my hands on it.
Granny said she's all invited for victuals. Oh, and Mr. Drysdale, sure would appreciate it if you try to talk Uncle Jed into raising my allowance.
Well, it's a deal. If you talk Mr. Kellums into coming down to see me at my bank.
The only thing he wants to see is a wild Hollywood party.
Wild Hollywood party?
That little hayseed?
That little hayseed wants to sow him some oats. Yeah, let's eat.
Jethro, wait. Now, you tell Mr. Kellums if he'll come down to my bank, he'll get invited to the wildest party Hollywood has ever seen.
Oh, boy. That'll make him happy.
And tell him it'll be a real orgy.
Ah, dog. Wait till he hears that. Well, what's an orgy?
Never mind. Just tell him.
Okay. You have never been to an orgy in your life.
I know. I'm really looking forward to this one.
Where is it going to take place?
Well, it's up to you. You're the hostess.
Mr. Drysdale, I don't know how to thank you. Only my third day here, and already I'm getting a generous raise.
If Mr. Kellums deposits his money in my bank.
I'll do my very best. After all, you're my captain, and as a loyal member of the crew, it's my duty.
Stow it, sailor. He's rounding the corner.
How do you do? Are you on your way to the wild Hollywood party?
I sure am. Where's it going to be?
In Mr. Drysdale's bank.
Hot diggity dog, dog, let's go.
You're a very lucky man to be a depositor of this bank.
Strictly speaking, I ain't.
You're not.
Well, Mr. Drysdale talked to me about it, but you see, I don't trust banks.
But I'm sure that a man as handsome and worldly as you, been to so many Hollywood parties, you've probably drained the cup of life.
Well, I tell you the truth, Mom, I ain't had a good swig of that stuff at all.
Oh.
You don't suppose you could sort of sneak me into you? I'd sure be much obliged.
I'm sorry. Mr. Drysdale's wild Hollywood parties are for depositors only.
Pat, where are you going with this darling man? He's coming to the party, isn't he?
I'm afraid not, Jeannie.
Oh, that's awful. There are so many of us girls. Why, he'd be practically the only man there. He's so cute, too.
I'm sorry, but he just doesn't keep his money in our bank.
Oh.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I'm going home and get it right now.
Well, if we could only be sure.
Well, come with me, both of you. I'll show you. Hop in.
Okay, it worked. Now get those costumes and props. Tell the girls in the secretarial pool to report here for orgy duty.
And if we refuse?
All those who refuse will spend tomorrow cleaning up the debris.
Tomorrow's Thanksgiving.
That's right.
I am trying to think of an appropriate word to express my feelings at this moment.
Well, I'll give you a couple to pick from. Orgy or unemployment?
I choose orgy.
Wise choice.
After all, I'm the hostess.
Oh, hi there, Miss Drysdale. Would you like to sit down and feed my baby raccoon?
No, thank you. I've just returned from Boston, and I'm trying to locate my husband.
Oh, he was here, but he went back to the bank.
I phoned the office. They said he was out for the day.
Gee whiz, I'm awful sorry.
Hey, Annie, you want to go to a wild Hollywood party down Mr. Drysdale's bank?
No, thank you.
You there.
Me, Mom?
Yes, come here.
Please make it quick. I'm kind of in a hurry.
Did I hear you say there's going to be a wild Hollywood party at Mr. Drysdale's bank?
Yes, Mom. Regular orgy.
That interests me.
I'm sorry I can't invite you, but you see, it's Mr. Drysdale's party, and he kind of likes his women, young and flashy like them two in the car. A couple of dandies? Here, the bank is just crawling with fillies like that.
I find this absolutely fascinating.
Don't get your hopes up, but I'll put in a word for you. What's your name?
Mrs. Drysdale.
Forget it. You wouldn't want his mother there.
Royal visitor.
Ain't bad at all, but I'm getting mighty full of grape. How about you laying here for a spell?
At once, Marcus Aurelius.
What'd you call me?
He was the wealthiest man in Rome. Would you like to sit upon the throne of Caesar?
If it's all the same with you, I'd rather dance them girls.
They are here to please you. Girls, dance with the noblest depositor of them all.
Miss Hathaway here. What? Mrs. Drysdale's on her way up. Thank you, George. Oh, Chief!
Address me in the proper manner.
Hail Caesar!
That's better. You may put a grape in my mouth.
First, I had better put a bug in your ear. Too late. You are about to witness the decline and fall of the Roman Empire. Melvin Drysdale.
Julius Caesar. Julius, please. How do you like the little party we're giving to welcome you home from Boston?
I don't like it. And you're coming home with me this instant.
Too bad he's got such a strict mama. Well, on with the orgy!
Any luck?
Sorry, Chief. I've covered that entire half of Central Park. Not a sign of the Clampetts.
I cover the other half. Same luck.
Should we give up?
Never. As tired as we are, every square foot of Manhattan must be covered with a fine-tooth comb.
Chief, your dogged determination inspires me.
Good. Now, call me if you find him. I'll be resting at the hotel.
Wait a minute. You expect me to conduct this enormous manhunt alone?
No, hire a detective agency. Whatever help you can afford.
I am down to my last few cents. You haven't even given me last week's salary.
I'm sorry, I just can't afford it.
Well, at least let me have a little mad money.
I can't spare it.
You don't really expect me...
What do you want?
Have you run into any muggers in the park?
No?
You have now. Hand over the purse, lady.
Well, you can see for yourself. I have no money.
Oh, don't believe her. Look, last week's salary, this week's salary, next week's salary, and here's a $10 bonus.
Nice haul. Nice haul. Now you.
Oh, I'm sorry, fellas. All I've got is this watch.
Let's blow.
Oh, Chief, thanks a lot. I asked for some mad money. That was certainly it. I'm furious.
What are you crying about? I just lost a $400 watch.
I bet it was insured for $450.
$500.
Reckon that's a general store?
Don't look like it.
It sure ain't a blacksmith shop. Fellow working in there had on a striped coat and a carnation.
This is a beauty shop.
Yeah, fella working in there ain't no blacksmith neither.
You reckon there's a blacksmith shop up in any of them tall buildings?
Don't hardly think so, Granny. You can't blacksmith without a forge, and I don't see smoke coming out any of them windows.
Sure, a lot of them signs say
saying no parking in towaway zone.
Yeah. What does that mean, Jethro?
That means if you park a zone there, it's going to get towed away.
What's that building?
That's the United Nations.
Wonder what they sell there.
Must be flags.
That's where they sell world peace.
Too bad the world ain't buying more of it.
Come in.
What are you looking at?
Central Park. From this vantage point with these powerful binoculars, I can see every tree, rock, and bush.
Well, at last you've come up with an intelligent idea. Now, if you can locate...
Chief! I think I see them.
Where? Where?
Just to the right of the lake. Yes, it's them. They haven't left New York.
Oh, you're wonderful. There's a bonus in this for you. I just cashed a check.
Oh, this is so thrilling. There they are. They haven't left.
Here's your reward. $100. Can you see all of them?
Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Here's another 100.
5, 6, 7.
7?
7 precious little white-breasted nuthatches.
Nuthatches?
Usually they fly south in September and early October, but they're still here. Oh, what a thrill.
Have you ever wished that you could fly, Miss Hathaway?
Well, I must confess that every time I see a bird in the wing, I am seized by the Peter Pan syndrome.
Well, I hope you can fly, because you are about to be seized by me and thrown off this balcony.
Jeez, you wouldn't!
No, of course not. I was kidding. Would I throw away $200?
You had me frightened for a moment.
Let's have the money. Now, we'll see if you can fly.
Well, Granny, we didn't find your blacksmith shop, but we sure found one humdinger of a general store.
Biggest I ever did see. What was the name of them fellas that run it, Jethro?
Well, let's see. There was 3 of them. Aber, somebody, and Fitch.
Handy big skillet, Granny. Sure is. Now you run and get some firewood while I test out my new fishing pole in that lake yonder.
Yes, ma'am.
Jethro, roll up your sleeves because you and me has got some trees to cut down so we can commence building our cabin.
Yes, sir.
And work up an appetite, because I'm going to bring back a mess of perch.
Oh, Granny, see, can you catch some of them New York fish that Honest John was telling about? Them what he called, gefilte fish?
Stays in that lake. I'll get 'em.
These gefiltes looks a lot like bass, don't they?
Yeah. Sure hope they taste like them.
Come on, boy. We gotta cut us some more logs.
Can't we have bills first?
I ain't cooked them yet, buzzard boy. Right in the corner where you are. Right in the corner where you are. Someone far from harbor you may lead across the bar. Right in the corner.
Good day to you.
Oh, howdy, Mr. Policeman.
Just what do you think you were doing here?
Well, I'm fixing to fry a mess of fish.
Mm-hmm. And what might this be?
Oh, that's our cabin. We's gonna live there.
Here in Central Park.
That's right.
Lady, are you daft?
No, I can hear fine.
Listen here, Jim. You've broken every law in the book. First of all, you can't fish in that lake. Secondly, you can't start a fire, and you most certainly can't put a cabin up here.
Well, Honest John said we could.
Well, Honest John doesn't know beans about the law.
He does, too. He's a good friend to all of you New York policemen.
Is that so? Well, I never heard of the man. What's his last name?
We called him Honest John so much that it's kind of slipped my mind. Oh, Schaefer.
Oh, Schaefer, is it?
That's right.
And they call him Honest John, you say?
Yep.
Now I understand how he came by his name.
You don't know him?
Well, not personally, but I'm sure he's salt of the earth.
And he told us that we could do anything we wanted to in this park.
If Honest John O'Shafer said that, then it's gospel.
Well, that's what he told my son-in-law.
And what might his name be?
Jed.
His last name?
Oh, Clampett.
Oh, Clampett, you say?
That's right.
And where might he be from?
From Tussle.
Oh, Tussle. Is that by any chance in the old country?
Taney County.
Taney County. I'm from Cork, mister.
Fetch you some more firewood.
Thank you, honey.
And this beautiful Colleen must be your daughter, no doubt.
Oh, she's my granddaughter.
What, the saints preserve us? You don't look old enough to have a granddaughter.
That's what Honest John said.
A very observant man. And what's your name, child?
Ellie Mae.
Oh, Clampett?
Oh, sure.
Fine family. Well, look, I've got to be off, but I'll be back. Now, ladies, if there's anything you need, just call on Big Tim O'Sullivan here.
Thank you, Mr. Police.
Bye now, ladies.
Miss Hathaway, did you find your binoculars?
Yes, I found them.
Oh, I'm sorry I lost my temper and threw them out the window, but I'm sure they're not damaged. Those new shock-resistant materials are... Is that the binoculars?
It is?
Oh, well. Now, here's $1. Have them repaired.
You are 1 in a million, Chief.
Ah, what's money for? Now, look, we've got to find the Clampetts. I want you to get in a taxi. I'll pay for it, don't worry. You can owe me. I want you to scour Manhattan from one end to the other.
And just how much cab fare do you plan to allow me for this?
Well, how about 20, 10, 5? Say, it's a beautiful day. What's wrong with walking?
You expect me to walk the entire length and width of Manhattan?
No, break it up with a little jogging. It's great exercise.
I have a better idea. I am going bird watching.
Well, how will I find the Clampetts?
There's the window, there are the binoculars, and there's $1 to have them repaired. Lots of luck.
Benny, that sure was a scrumptious fish fry.
Hey, any of them gefilte left?
Not a bone, nor a head, nor a fin. You chomped everything but the skillet.
Well, I was hungry.
You know, Jed, watching that boy eat is a hideous sight.
Well, of course, you can always look away. It's a noise you can't get away from.
Paul, should I come along and help chop logs for the cabin?
Oh, darling, Jethro and me'll handle that. You slip behind that bush over there and change into a pretty dress.
What for?
So you walk around the park and meet some fellas.
Now, you do as your pa says.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, Jed, speaking of Honest John, he sure is a favorite with the police.
Oh, I know that, Granny.
A great big burly policeman came by here today, wanting to raise a fuss. You should have heard him when I mentioned Honest John. Oh, Schaefer, he said. That man is the salt of the earth.
I never seen a man more popular with the law. I recollect when the police drove him here, in their own car.
Remember, we're giving you 24 hours.
So long, pals. Call on me anytime. Thanks for the lift.
Glad to see you, Mr. Clampett.
What did that policeman mean?
What did you hear?
Well, he said they was going to give you 24 hours.
Oh, that, yes. Well, you see, ordinarily, New York closes promptly at 9 p.m. Lights out. However, due to my influence, I have persuaded the police to leave the city open for 24 hours so that you may see it at night.
Not a fact.
Times Square, Broadway, 42nd Street, all the famous thoroughfares will be lit up just for you.
Oh, Jed, here he comes.
Honest, John?
No, the policeman. His name is O'Sullivan, and he comes from back in our country.
What the hell?
Yeah, a place called Cork.
Top of the day to you.
And the same to you, Policeman O'Sullivan.
Oh, now, please, call me Tim.
All right, Tim, if you call me Granny.
Granny it is, then.
Listen, I was telling my wife how I met you, and she sent along a bag of cookies that'll remind you of the old country.
Well, ain't that nice? Land sakes! Look at that.
Takes you back, doesn't it, huh?
Yeah. Oh, shake hands with my son-in-law, Jed.
Oh, Clampett, is it?
That's right, officer.
Oh, no. Tim to you, Jed, me boy.
Thank you. Granny says you're from back in our country.
Right then I am. God's country, I call it.
Me too. Granny says you're from Cork.
Right, she is. And you're from Taney County.
Born and raised there.
Tell by the look of you, you came from the old sod.
Old and rocky. We had one devil of a time trying to farm there.
Farming people, were you?
We tried, but that land was so poor you couldn't raise a fuss on it.
Will you listen to the wit of the man? Oh, granny girl, you got the finest family a man could meet.
You ain't met Jethro yet.
Well, I can hardly wait.
Right, I'll go fetch him for you.
Poor land, you say?
It was for a fact.
Tell me, was there a peat bog near your place?
I don't recall peat, but there was a clem bog.
I'm not familiar with clem bog, but we used to cook with peat.
We used to fish with clem.
Good for bait, you say?
Best. You could always count on clem for a can of worms.
Well, Pete was never any good for that.
That's too bad. Clem was a worm-digging fool.
I think we might be talking about two different bogs.
That could be.
The peat I'm referring to is in the ground.
So's Clem. Would have been 96 next month.
Jethro, shake hands with Officer O'Sullivan.
Howdy. Jethro, my boy. Oh, we can look at that face. He's got the map of Ireland all over it.
I thought I told you to wash.
Gee whiz, Granny. All he's doing is chopping logs.
Do as I tell you.
Oh, boy. I'll be right with you. I'm sorry to rush off, Tim, but we got a lot of work to do.
Oh, I understand, Jed, me boy. And may you have the strength of 10.
Thank you. With Jethro, we got the appetite of 10.
Oh, what a grand family, Granny. Say, listen, I wonder if I could bring me sergeant by to see all of you a little bit later. He's a fine lad.
Sure. I'll bake him a possum.
Possum?
Just like back home.
Oh, we'd love a bit of old Aaron.
Well, I'll try and find old Aaron. But if I can't, a possum's a possum.
Yes. I'm a little late. Goodbye for now, Granny girl. As my mother used to say, may the wind be ever at your back. May you be a long time in heaven before the devil knows you're gone.
Bye. What a nice man. I hate to tell him that his wife's cookies is spoilt and turned green.
Wait here for me, cabby.
Hold it, pal. You ain't disappearing into Central Park owing me $34.80.
Are you suggesting that I would sneak off, leaving you to hold the bag?
No, I'm suggesting that you don't.
How much you say it was?
$34.80, and that don't include a tip.
Who said I had to give you a tip?
I do.
See here, my good man. New York cab drivers have a reputation of being rather surly. Now, you have the opportunity of changing that image.
I'm going to change your image. How would you like your nose over here?
All right. $24.80.
$34.80.
All right, here we are. 10, 20, 30, 5. Now, you owe me 20 cents.
Are you kidding?
Now, figure it out for yourself. $35, subtract $34.80.
Look, sport, you had me driving all over the island of Manhattan looking for 4 creeps. I got 2 traffic tickets because you had me watching the sidewalk when I should have been watching the street. Now, are you going to give me a tip?
Very well. Invest in railroads.
Well, Miss Jane.
Howdy, Miss Jane.
Greetings, Mr. Clampett. Jethro. Marvelous to see you again.
Same to you. Is Mr. Drydale with you?
Well, yes, but right now he's out searching for you in a taxi.
Heck, it hadn't ought to take long to search a taxi.
No, I meant... You're right, Jethro. But where's Granny?
She's out looking for possum. This policeman and his sergeant is coming by, and she wants to cook him up some old country food.
Old country?
Yeah, they're from Beverly Hills, just like us.
Aaron, old Aaron, are you in there?
Hey, lady.
Oh, hello, boys. Have you seen any possums?
No, but I think we spotted a pigeon. What do you got in the purse?
My valuables. I'll give you a nickel apiece if you help me catch a brace of possums.
Give us your money.
Not until you catch me a possum.
Shut up and give us your money.
Now, that ain't polite. Your friend could learn some manners.
Give us the purse or we'll throw you in the lake.
You could learn some manners, too.
That's enough chatter. Let's go.
Put me down, you hear me? You're making me mad!
Yo!
I warned you, you naughty little scamps.
Here you are.
Well, howdy, Mr. Dryden.
Glad to see you.
Sure enough are.
I'm glad I finally found you.
Excuse me, Chief, but I found them.
Well, I found you. Come here. Get over to the hotel and arrange for 6 tickets on the next plane to L.A. Fast.
But you haven't even asked for Clampett.
Charge! Up, face! Forward, hutch! Up, 2, 3, 4, hutch! 3 more. Well, Miss Hathaway has gone to arrange our passage back to Los Angeles.
You leaving us so soon?
Well, we're all going. Aren't we?
Jethro and me ain't finished our cabin yet.
Mr. Clampett, you can't build a cabin here.
Honest John says we can.
Who's Honest John?
Well, Mr. Schaefer. He's the fellow sold Uncle Jed the park.
And a Statue of Liberty, and a Staten Island Ferry, and a Brooklyn Bridge, and the Empire State Building.
Mr. Clampett, he's a confidence man.
That's the truth. I don't remember when I had more confidence in anybody.
He's the finest fellow you ever want to meet.
No. The man's a bunco artist.
What's a bunco artist?
Well, that's the fellow that paints bunkos.
Well, I think it's...
Oh, yeah, I painted a few of them myself.
What are you whispering about?
Oh, Jethro was just explaining to me about Honest John being a painter and artist.
Oh, he's not a real artist?
Well, you don't have to be too good to slap a coat of paint on a bunco.
Mr. Drysdale, glad to see you.
Yeah, same here.
You know, Jed, there ain't a possum nor a raccoon nor even a rabbit in this whole park.
Is that a fact?
A body can't cook back home food here. There ain't enough critters.
Oh, that's what I miss. My critters.
And they miss you, Ellie.
They do?
Yes, when I left, they were whining and crying. The tears were rolling down their hairy little faces.
Oh, Paul, I gotta get home.
What do you think, Granny?
Well, I gotta admit that I miss my still.
Still?
A peace and quiet. I like it still.
Uh-huh. How about you, Jethro?
Oh, come to think about it, Uncle Jed. I can't wait to get on that airplane.
Homesick, huh?
Hungry. They serve good victuals.
Well, I reckon that does it. Let's all fan out behind them bushes there and change our traveling clothes and be on our way.
Yeah, let's hurry. What am I doing? I don't have to change.
Oh, what a grand family. Salt of the earth. Wait, it looks like they're gone. What's this? Dear Tim, we couldn't find old Aaron in Central Park. I've gone back home, love Granny. Oh, Sergeant, I'm sorry. I guess they got a little homesick and they went back to Ireland.
Well, it is myself that's sorry. I didn't have the pleasure of meeting the likes of the Clampetts.
You missed a grand family, Patrick, my dude, a grand family.
Tinny, can you say?
Yeah, are you familiar with that, Pat?
No, I'm not, Timmy boy. But if it's anywhere near Killarney, well, let me put it this way to you now. They're nearer to a little bit of heaven.
Toora-lura-lura, toora-lura-lay, toora-lura-lura. Hush now, don't cry.
Jed. Honest John kept his promise. The whole city of New York is lit up.
Dog of it ain't.
Ooh-wee. Ain't that pretty?
Must be a million lights on. If ever there was a man of his word, it's Honest John Schaefer.
What are you people talking about?
Them lights down there. Honest John had the police leave them on just for us.
Him and the police are just like that.
Now listen to me. That man is wanted by the police.
That's a fact. He's crazy about him.
Glad you finally realize what a nice man he is.
Yes, he's an angel. I love him. He's the sweetest, kindest, darlingest, most adorable, precious doll of a man that ever lived.
We's fond of him, too, but let's not get sickening about it.
Jed Clampett, where were you going on Wednesday morning dressed up like Saturday night?
To Hollywood, to that moving picture studio Mr. Drysdale bought for me.
What you gonna do over there?
Well, make pictures, I reckon. Seeing as how I own the place, the least I can do is to give him a hand.
It ain't hands they need over there in Hollywood. It's heads. Tits, the whole kit and caboodle of them.
Granny, I got to admit them movie folks do act like there's a few straws shy of a veil.
Their thinkers are puny. Why, the sun was shining bright as you please outside. Where do you think they were making and shooting pictures? Inside, with the lights on.
Yeah, I did think that was mighty wasteful. But what got me was the way they kept dragging stuff indoors to make the indoors look like outdoors, when it could have stayed outdoors instead of coming indoors in the first place. Jethro!
If you take my advice, you'll forget the whole crazy business.
Well, now, Granny, Mr. Drysdale must be counting on me to make movies. Why else would he buy me a movie studio?
It's a real estate investment.
Real estate investment? A movie studio?
Of course. It's the land that's valuable. Now, look what 20th Century Fox did with just a part of their lot. Century City.
You mean you do that with Mammoth?
Why not? I'll call it Clampett City. In fact, I've got architects working on the plans right now.
But, Chief, that studio's been a Hollywood landmark. Why, movie history has been made there for 50 years.
That's long enough. Now, let's make some money there. And this project will make millions. Millions. Millions.
But, Chief...
Never interrupt me when I'm saying that word.
Drysdale, you may have a steel vault for a heart, but suppose Mr. Clampett wants to continue making movies at Mammoth.
That's very funny. If there's one thing in this world that would not appeal to Jed Clampett, is the phony, tinsel, and nonsense business of making movies.
What kind of movies are you going to make, Paul?
Well, they tell me that the best kind is what they call hits. So I reckon I'll make mostly them.
What about making one with critters?
I might do that. That Rin Tin Tin and Strongheart does right good.
You can use any of my critters you want to.
Well, thank you. I'll study on it. If that Jethro don't get down here and drive me over to the studio, I ain't gonna have time to make more than 1 or 2 movies today. Jethro, what's keeping you?
Jed, I put up some victuals for you to take along.
I thought you was getting me going.
Well, I've been thinking it over. We ain't seen a good movie since we left the hills. Maybe you can make some.
Well, I'll sure do my best if I can round up some of them big stars like Hoot and Buck Jones, William S. Hart, Dustin Farnham, them fellas.
Invite them to have lunch with you, Jed. When they hear what's in that basket, they'll jump at the chance.
Well, what all you got for me?
Everything from crow gizzards to sow belly, including crawdads, fatback, and hand-slung chicken.
I reckon even movie stars don't eat like that every day.
You round them up, Jed.
I'll do my best if you'll round up Jethro. Tell him I'll be waiting on the truck.
Jethro! You want a hickory stick laid across the back of your lap? Jed, listen.
Granny, you ought to see the mess I found outside.
You ought to see the mess I found upstairs.
Jethro?
Yes. He said that you told him he could be a movie producer, and now he's going to look like one.
What do you say, Dom? You want to be in pictures?
I'll go cut a hickory stick.
J.D., the way I size up this here picture biz, you have got to be boffo with the box office to recoup your widescreen. And I mean, that's even before the director yells negative. There is producer talk.
What does it mean?
I don't know. But I seen these producers over at your studio yesterday, and that's the way they talk. And this is the way they looked.
You mean getting green around the gill?
You want me to take him to the woodshed, or should I?
Granny, I kind of think that cigar done whooped him first.
Uncle Jed, would you mind if I commence producing movies tomorrow?
Oh, go on up and go to bed, Jed. Well, I reckon I better call up that Mr. Chapman that runs the studio and tell him the bad news.
Ain't you going?
Yeah, but it'll take a spell. That studio is about a 7 or 8 mile walk.
No wonder Drysdale wants to turn this studio into a real estate development. We haven't shown a profit in 2 years. And you're supposed to be my 4 top producers. Have you turned out a money-making picture in the last 2 years?
No, sir.
How about you?
No, sir.
You?
Oh, no, sir. No, sir.
A fine bunch of nephews you are. Well, just don't sit there. Somebody answer the phone.
Conference room. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Chapman cannot be disturbed. Now, he'll be tied up all day. Goodbye, Mr. Clampett.
Clampett! He owns a studio! Call him back!
Well, that sure is mighty friendly of you, Mr. Chapman, but I can walk over easy as not.
No. If you're sure you want to come, I'll send my car for you. Oh, you're sure, huh? Okay. Somebody go and get Mr. Clampett. I'm sending my own nephew to pick you up. Oh, that's all right. I got plenty left.
By the way, Mr. Chapman, Granny and me is right partial to cowboy pictures. You making any?
You bet we are. Who's got a picture shooting?
I have, Uncle Larry.
I have a producer with me now. He's right in the middle of a cowboy picture.
What? Well, that sure is good news. See you directly. Bye.
Goodbye.
Uncle Larry, I'm making a horror picture.
Every picture you make is a horror picture.
I mean, it's one of those chillers. The creature that ate Pasadena.
So switch it to a Western. Call it The Creature That Ate Dodge City.
Dodge City? It's 1,000 miles away.
Shoot it on the back lot. We've got a Western street.
What'll I do with my monster?
Give him a gun, a 10-gallon hat, and put him on a horse.
Uncle Larry, I have been yesing you for 4 years. For 4 long years.
You want to try for 5?
Yes, sir, Uncle Larry.
Now hear me and hear me good. Our one chance to keep this studio open is to keep Jed Clampett happy. If he loses interest, that banker will come in here with a bulldozer and we'll all be selling used cars. Our own. Understand?
Yes, sir, Uncle Larry.
You see that he gets the most beautiful office in this studio.
Yes, sir, Uncle Larry.
And you see that he gets the most beautiful secretary.
Yes, sir, Uncle Larry.
Oh, are you going to stay here? Where can I go? I just gave up my office and my secretary. Come on, hurry up. The front gate said Mr. Clampett just arrived.
Well, we won't have time to put his name on the door.
That's all right, just as long as you get mine off. Mr. Clampett, welcome to Mammoth Pictures, home of the cowboy movie.
Yeah, thank you. This is my old hound dog, Duke.
A magnificent animal. Let me help you. Let me take this. What is it?
There's everything in there from crow gizzards to sow belly.
Well, we can get a steak from the commissary. He doesn't need to eat junk like that.
The victuals is for me.
Oh, excuse me. Miss Swenson, this lovely young lady is Miss Swenson. She's going to be your secretary.
Yeah, howdy, ma'am.
How do you do, Mr. Clampett?
She'll be your girl Friday.
Oh, well, I'll see you then.
That simply means she's going to be your assistant.
She'll have the office next to yours and be at your beck and call constantly. Now, would you mind showing Mr. Clampett to his office, please? I must be running. Excuse me, please.
Certainly. Right in here.
Well, so long. Come on, Duke. Well, now, this is right now. I said it, Duke.
I hope you'll be comfortable, Mr. Clampett.
Hey, you got a right nice office, too.
Oh, no, Mr. Clampett, this is yours. I'll be out there in the reception area.
Oh, well, all right, if that's the way you want it.
Yes, it is. You see, I'll be taking calls and receiving visitors.
Pretty as you are, I bet you get a lot of them, too.
No, Mr. Clampett, you're the one who'll have the callers.
Oh, that's mighty flattering of you, ma'am, but don't let these fancy duds fool you. I ain't much of a ladies' man.
Yes. Well, is there anything I can do? Would you like me to set up a luncheon appointment for you?
Yeah, yes, I would. I'd like you to invite Hoot Gibson, William S. Hart, and Dustin Farnham to come over and share victuals with me. Well, you too, of course.
Mr. Clampett, you must be joking.
Shucks, no, there's plenty here for all of us.
Mr. Drysdale, I beg of you, reconsider your plans to demolish the studios. It's a hallowed haven of Hollywood memories.
It's a hallowed haven for Chapman's relatives, and the sooner we turn it into Clampett City, the better.
Well, hi there, Mr. Drysdale, Miss Jane. Y'all come right on in.
Is your father here?
Oh, no, sir. He's over to movie-making studio making movies.
Uh-huh. You see, Chief?
What kind of movies?
Hits.
Now, just a minute. Hits is what I'm gonna make.
Paul says he's gonna make hits.
Well, okay then. I'll just make blockbusters and smashes.
Jethro!
What do you say, Dom? You want to be in pictures?
As a matter of fact, I do.
You do?
Yes.
I wonder what I'm supposed to say now.
What is this nonsense? You can't be serious about making movies.
The heck I ain't. I'm going to be the biggest producer in Hollywood. I'm going to get me the biggest stars. Fellers like, Kim Novak. And I'm going to make singing, talking, dancing musicals with the Anders sisters and the Warner Brothers. And I'm going to...
What, Jethro?
I'm going to go back to bed. This movie producing is killing me.
Excuse me, Mr. Clampett.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Something happening?
Well, yes, there's a Mr. Drysdale in my office. He wants to know if you can see him.
Yeah, I can see him plain as day.
No, I meant he wants to see you.
Oh. Look this way, Mr. Drysdale. Here I am. Come on in. Excuse the looks of the place. When they put the floor down, they didn't cover up all the dirt, so stuff has commenced to grow.
You mean all this?
Yeah, but don't worry. Tomorrow I'm going to wear my old clothes and I'll get this all weeded out here and I'll fill it in with cement.
Don't waste a moment on this place, Mr. Clampett. I'd like to tear the whole studio down.
Oh, well, now, don't do that. I'm sorry I complained. A little dirt and brush don't bother me. I kind of like it.
No, not for that reason. Now, I have a plan to replace the studio with a housing development, and we'll call it Clampett City.
Clampett City?
Think of that. Your name perpetuated for all time. In guidebooks, geographies, on road maps. Clampett City. With streets like Ellie Mae Avenue, Granny Boulevard, Jethro Street.
Well, that sounds fine, but what'll happen to the studio?
This studio has lost money ever since Chapman took it over.
Yeah, but he's doing his level best. Why, he's got all his kinfolks working to help out.
Mr. Clampett, those relatives of his are grifters, malingerers. They pad the payroll, they featherbed.
Oh, yeah, they pitch in and do everything. Awful nice bunch of people. I sure would hate to see them lose their job.
All right. We won't touch the studio to start with. There's plenty of room in the back lot, and nobody will lose their jobs. What do you say?
Well, it sure would pleasure my family to have streets named after them. I reckon I'd be more useful trying to help Build a town and to make moving pictures? Why, I can't even get a star to have lunch with. Jethro, you can put them stakes on the truck. I reckon we got enough to lay out our streets.
Yes, sir, Uncle Jed. Boy, we sure gonna need a lot of string.
Don't worry about that. Granny's been saving string since the year 1.
I'm all ready to lay out Granny's Boulevard.
All right, climb aboard, everybody.
Jed, where did you say our town's gonna be?
Oh, out behind the studio on something they call a back lot.
Clampett City, here we come.
Lunch, everybody!
How long have we got for lunch?
Half hour.
You can take longer, sis.
Oh, sure, you take an hour, Mom.
Thank you, son.
Gee, how come Uncle Larry made him a producer and me just an extra?
Be quiet. We're all eating, aren't we?
This here is what they call a back lot, Uncle Jed.
Nice open country.
How will we know when we get to where our town is gonna be?
Reckon we'll see some of them architect fellas working, huh, Pa?
Reckon so. Mr. Drysdale said he's had a bunch of them working on this project for some time.
Sure hope they got the brush cleared away.
Look, yonder's some buildings.
Looks like a whole town.
You reckon it's ours?
Must be. I don't see nothing else around.
Them architects sure been a-working.
Looks kind of old-fashioned to me.
Just the kind of town I like.
Pull up and step, Jethro. Let's see what we got.
This here's gonna be Granny Boulevard.
Shucks, Granny, this street ain't nothing but dirt, just like back home.
Well, the sidewalks is just like back home, too, made out of boards.
Even the stores and houses is like back home.
Except there ain't as many trace for my critters.
Uncle Jed, can I drive around and see maybe there's another town?
If you wanna.
I'll go with you, Jethro.
Come on, Ellie. Bye.
Bye now.
I'm glad it looks like back home. I've been missing a place like this.
You know, Granny, I bet you that's why Mr. Drysdale had them architect fellas to build it this way. He knew it would please you.
You ain't fooling me, Jed Clampett. I can see that it pleases you, too.
It does for a fact, Granny. You know, it seems like people is friendlier in little towns like this.
Of course they are. Not standoffish like them highfalutin folks of Beverly Hills.
I kind of get the feeling you'd rather live here than in the mansion.
Oh, Jed, could we?
I don't see why not. It's our town.
Hallelujah! We'll get us the nicest bunch of neighbors that ever barred a cup of sorghum.
All right, let's try a run through before the crew gets back. Did Uncle Larry send me some more extras?
Yeah, there are 2 sitting over on the porch at the hotel around the corner.
4 people for Dodge City. Oh, well, are they in costume?
Yeah.
Yeah, give them all guns and fill them in on what to do. Now, here's the new ending we came up with at lunch. You're headed for the hotel. The people are shooting at you, but that doesn't stop you. Mom comes out, starts beating on you. You knock her down, walk right over, right on into the hotel. And you start to tear the place apart.
Fine hotel. Ain't one room in the whole place.
Well, I reckon maybe them architect fellas just ain't had time to finish it. Give us something to do.
Look, Jed, here come some folks.
Yeah, our first settlers. Doggone, Granny, it looked to me like that man a toting gun.
Hope we ain't got troublemakers right off the bat.
Soon find out. Howdy, folks. Welcome to town.
Hi, here's a gun for you. Here's one for you. Here's yours, Mom.
Thanks, son.
What do we need these for?
Well, shoot the monster. Creature from Yucca Flats.
Why do we want to do that?
To keep him from coming into town.
Well, now, hold on. Granny and me were just having a talk about that. We aim for this to be the kind of a town where folks is friendly and neighborly.
Jed.
A town where everybody's welcome.
Jed.
What is it, Granny?
Look, a coming.
Wait. Sure grew 'em tall over the Yucca Flats.
Tall and ugly.
Now, hold on, ma'am. I grant you, he might not be your first choice for a moonlight hayride, but that ain't no call to go shooting at him, especially his first trip to town. Why, a good hot bath and a nice... He too, just downright mean.
Look, Jed. They're going after him tooth and nail.
Well, they ain't making him feel a bit welcome.
Uh-oh. They got his dander up now.
Howdy, stranger. How things in Yucca Flat? I don't blame you for being a mite riled, but on behalf of Granny and me, I want you to know that you're welcome in Clampett City.
Yeah, we hope you'll be...
Let's get out of here, Granny. You think he's mad now? Wait till he finds out there ain't no rooms in that hotel.
Tái chế, ấn cảnh binh, một vô cực kiếm, một norit. Cái Camille 3 chưa? Một Camille là Camille 3. Cái gì đấy? Không được rồi, nó Camille 3 trước thầy rồi Hiếu ơi. Đừng, roll hết sạch tiền rồi ạ. Cái gì đấy? Cái face. Mình trưởng định mua ETH từ 3.200 làm méo ạ. Vẫn chỉ là định thôi, Ui khỏe thế. Khỏe thế nhở? Không mua thì nhót. Mất tiền thì có dám làm gì đâu. Thằng này trung bài khó roll quá. Này, có thằng đánh trung bài khó roll quá đấy, thật. Thằng 7 hóa chủ vãi ở cứt. Ai chấm 1 đã ra trước rồi nhưng mà nó vẫn lấy lõi các thứ mà ai lấy lõi tranh hết của mình ạ, cực khôi lùng ấy. Nó có cái lõi ấy, cái lõi mà roll một phát nó ra mấy con hai sao luôn đấy. Ngon lắm. Cái lõi đấy mà cho mấy con 3 vàng ở game đúng hết. Ngon, thằng mất máu đi, đúng rồi, cho nó chết trước đi, 20 máu ạ. Ngon, thế tưởng mình áp chết cái đợi là chết rồi mà roll. Bây giờ chịu rồi. Ui Zinix. Ai à. Nó ra trước rồi, nó lại bú Zinix của anh rồi. Nó đủ 5 phục kích rồi, giờ lấy Zinix không? Nó chết 6 rồi, lấy đâu Zinix 2, lấy làm gì thằng ngu ơi. Thôi lùi xì mét vậy, xì mét carry cũng ok mà. Xì mét cào cực khôi lùng, Hiếu nhé. Mai thi cái gì hả Hiếu? Có biết gì không phải? Mở ngon đấy chứ. Vẫn là còn hơn là học 100 câu bốc 3 câu vẫn hôi lung hơn đấy. Ui thằng này trông khỏe thế. Danny 3 cực khôi lông đấy. Danny 3 7 hóa chủ ạ. Cái gì cơ? Học xong rồi mà. Nghỉ từ đầu tháng này. Cũng mới mà. Thằng Camille chưa chết à, phải tranh mài nó tiếp. Back in you. Ai phải tiến hóa xì mét á, mèo ạ, không tiến hóa thằng ấy được. Thằng Camille kia roll hết rồi. Tiến hóa xì mét xem là thằng xì mét có làm được việc không. Cào cực hôi lùng ấy. Back in you. Pet Leon à. Succeed này. Fail á.